You know how much thousands of Jamaican young girls have Shelley Fraser Price as their hero? And that was when? That was like 20 years ago. She won in her last World Championship this year. Even American black girls, Melissa Jefferson, when you hear Melissa Jefferson talk about Shelley and Fraser Price, you swear that Shelley and Fraser Price is 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 our sister. The same thing with Venus twins. The impact they have, you think it's only limited to the shores of America? So when this asshole Tariq Nasheed is talking, I don't understand the impact that one black person have and the whole world of black people. That you're not only limited to where you are.
But
Villages.
Tariq Nasheed knows that though.
Yeah, but that's the asshole.
You know Tariq Nasheed knows that, and you know he agrees with that, so he has to be saying something else. If he did a whole documentary on the Haitian Revolution, and you're saying the pride that he exuded from, learning about the Haitian Revolution, why was that a necessity for him to make the documentary for African Americans? Why was Hidden Colors, you dig what I'm saying, such a big deal for him? And he talked about the global black presence and African presence around the world and their contributions to civilization. So he understands black as something universal. You dig what I'm saying? So he obviously is talking about something else when he's talking about FBA. So you can't dismiss, him because you've seen his previous work. So what is he talking about with FBA that's making you so uneasy about? It ain't his intelligence or him knowing that black people collectively as a whole, he's talking about a delineation. Jamaicans can talk about Jamaicans and Jamaican pride and Jamaican history and have confidence in it. You dig what I'm saying? You're not going to include an African American or another black people into your Jamaican history and your Jamaican pride. That's something delineated and separate from the rest of the black world in totality, right? Do you agree with that?
No, I agree with the delineation. I have no problem with the delineation. Okay. None whatsoever. My problem is this, that what I get, I don't know what other people get from it, but this is what I get from it, right? Is that he's selling to many persons that other people don't take pride in American accomplishment. That other black people disregard the black Americans. And that is not true. And that is not true. Right? Many, I'm not going to say all, but many black persons' resolve was built on those of Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, the Harlem Renaissance. Those people actually impacted Africa at a certain level, the Caribbean at a certain level, that is immeasurable. But if you listen to him speak, it's like other African people, other Caribbean people have no respect for the Americans. And that's not true. And then he said, since they have no respect for the Americans, we should not respect them. That's what he's saying.
Right.
And if you go worldwide and ask Africans about certain individuals, you'll be surprised of what they know. Because even when it was not formally taught, it was talked about. It was talked about.
But then to act like that rivalry between black ethnic groups don't exist would be disingenuous also. You feel me? to not think that Caribbeans and other Africans, right, that come, or black people that come to America, even though y'all see the commonality with us, there is competition. There is a level of I want to outdo them niggas also. You dig what I'm saying? Like to a point where we are acknowledging that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like Busta Rhymes said it. You know what I mean? When Busta Rhymes sat there and said, you know, black Americans don't have no culture. You know what I mean? They get it all from us. This, that, and the third. Right? Yo, to act like that's not a sentiment, right, would be disingenuous. Not saying that you feel this way, but there is a type of there is a type of collective it's a type of collectiveness where people from one group does have apprehension and stereotypes about other groups, and particularly African Americans. Like, you know, we have them towards Jamaicans. So I'm not saying it's not something that, you feel me? Like, come on, bro, that's just what it is.
There's some type of adversarial relationship there. You saying?
Hold on.
We have an adversarial relationship. Go ahead, though.
Busta Rhymes was wrong when he said that, because for one, when you go back and look at his music career, he wasn't making no reggae. He was making hip hop, bro. He was making rap, and he was rapping like a fucking American. So for him to say that is fucking crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. More American clothes. Like, he didn't dress like no Jamaican when he was coming up in music.
He was at Flowers dinner, like.
Can I rebut?
I wanted him to be an electrician like him.
Yeah, can I rebut? Because they're not going to just.
How you want to rebut that? Busta on some bullshit when he said that.
Let me say what I'm saying. Busta Rhymes. Because you're emphasizing on Busta Rhymes. And Busta Rhymes was one example you made. And I'm going to address Busta Rhymes in the end. But there's always been healthy competition among African Americans in the United States of America and Africans who came to the Americans, that is in Jamaica, Trinidad. There's always been healthy competition, but there's always been respect. And I'm going to use an example. Since you use one, I'm going to use one. Sha'Carri Richardson is one of the greatest 100-meter runners ever. She's a rival to Jamaica great Shelley and Fraser Price. Matter of fact, she beat her. Shelley beat her, and she beat back Shelley. When she came to Jamaica, in spite of the competition, when she came to Jamaica to watch her boyfriend at the time race, she went and sit in the bleachers. And when the cameraman identified her and it came over the loudspeaker that she's in the stadium, she could not leave because the amount of Jamaicans who wanted to take photographs with her.
Right.
She could not leave because of the love
that's nice. That's good. Nice one example. That's nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No. He gave Busta Rhymes, so I could give that example. Right? No. He gave Busta Rhymes, I give it. And I can give more examples of other Americans coming to Jamaica and are celebrated. Right? So Busta Rhymes is a second generation Jamaican.
Right.
And many of those Jamaicans, even in Jamaica, we don't call them Jamaicans. It bond them. The term bond means it hurt them to them heart. Because Jamaicans don't call them Jamaicans. Jamaicans say, you're not Jamaican. You have some Jamaican culture, but you're not Jamaican. Right? And his level of competition is different. And what he's saying, what he's speaking from is a point of ignorance.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. That you made my point, Stoopy. Thank you.
Yes, but I agree with you. I only disagree with you. I'm not remoting that he's speaking from a point of ignorance. But that is the problem here. Because culturally, here and in Jamaica, is that now, instead of we have our educated
Mm-hmm.
sector to speak for us. We have our entertainers speaking for us. Imagine watching Vibes Cartel talk about something. You know, it cringe my heart that this dance is the one that representing us because it's popular.
Yep.
And so, but that's a problem that we face.
The
And
teacher, they call him the teacher.
you're not unique to Jamaica. Here, the entertainers started speaking for most African Americans. And
Mm-hmm.
when did entertainers now become the ones speaking for us? And I classify Tariq Nasheed as an entertainer because I don't believe, and this is my belief system, that 10% of Black Americans wholeheartedly agree with you. Wholehearted, I said, right? But if I say wholeheartedness, I don't agree that 70% of Black Americans wholeheartedly agree with him. That when they hear him talk about this thing, they just laugh. So I don't make the areas of the FBI a problem to me. Because I know that the majority of Black Americans, although they understand the need for delineation, as you said, they understand the need for their own group, they don't wholeheartedly agree with how he wants to go about alienating other people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with identifying who you are and celebrating who you are. That's cultural. I spoke about it earlier. There's a culture developed within a group that everybody look like you and think like you. I have no problem with that
Mm-hmm.
because I understand the root of a culture, where a culture come from. But his process of trying to secure some level of delineation, how his approach with it, that's what I agree with. That's what I disagree with. But I don't have a problem. So if you bring a Buster Rhymes, entertainers don't speak for me.
No,
I
no, I'm
enter-
not. I'm not saying that he speaks for you, but he speaks to a part of your culture, right? Now, you don't have to agree. I don't totally agree with the Nation of Islam, but I can't say that they don't speak for a portion of Black sentiment. And I'm not going to act like that some of their sentiments is not in my heart also. You dig what I'm saying? Just because I can disagree with certain things that they say, but basically they encapsulate some thinking of Black America. So what I'm saying is Busta Rhymes and people like him encapsulate some of your ethos of the Jamaicans. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Towards you know what I mean, African Americans. So to act like that don't exist now, he might have went overboard with it, and you and your intelligence might feel as though, yeah, I don't go for, but you can understand that
No, I agree.
exists within your psyche somewhere.
And although I didn't say Jamaicans, I'm automatically thinking that you use the same argument that I made against me. That 70% of Americans don't agree with Tariq. The same thing would imply that 70% of Jamaicans wholehearted would not agree with Busta Rhymes. They would not agree with Busta Rhymes. But the thing about
They wouldn't agree with him. They wouldn't agree with him. Let me see how I want to say this. They wouldn't agree with him in totality.
right, that's what I said also, wholeheartedly. I use the word
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
wholeheartedly. But I
Yeah.
don't need somebody to agree with something wholeheartedly to not have those sentiments also. For instance, the majority of white America is not KKK. And they
Right.
might disagree with KKK. But that don't mean that white America ain't racist also. You think what I'm saying? Just because they not KKK don't mean that they not racist. And just because all Jamaicans or Jamaican Americans ain't Busta Rhymes don't mean that they don't have the sentiment of us versus them. You think what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but then you're going on a dangerous line. Because I can say,
it's all dangerous because you can end
yeah,
up at KKK for white people.
yeah, because the Africans can say that that Black Americans hold the sentiment that they're all booty scratchers. Right? They can't say that. Will you agree with that or not?
Come on.
Right? That they hold the sentiment that the Africans are booty scratchers because they have been called that many a times by African Americans, African booty scratchers. Right? But that is the sentiment that. But the majority
They used to call me that, Stu Peas. Stu Peas. That's what they used to call me. They used to call me that in elementary school, just to let you know. The African Americans, right?
Yeah.
When they found out where my family was from, they started calling me an African booty scratcher. I just want to let you know that.
It's hard to put two words together that's more disrespectful than that. I ain't gonna lie.
Right?
But just two words? Yeah, that's pretty disrespectful.
We call dark-skinned black people African booty scratchers.
Yeah.
That was you feel me? Like
me too. I've definitely been a victim, yo.
Exactly.
You niggas is cruel. You niggas is cruel. I tell you.
But it's not.
Jamaicans can be cruel too.
It's not subjected to just Africans. We call ourselves African booty scratchers if a nigga is too dark in your family. So your dark-skinned cousin.
It was a lot of dark-skinned niggas. It was a lot of dark-skinned niggas around, but I was the only African booty
because
scratcher.
They knew you was African. Because they knew you was African. So it wasn't no way around.
I did that on purpose because I know that it would excite our response. Right? But honestly, we're always going to have healthy competition. And within even the culture, you'll have healthy competition. But when you take it to the next level to make it look like it is vindictive, that's the problem I have with it. Because New York niggas don't like anybody. New York niggas come to Miami and act like the only place. They will tell you that. Right? New York niggas go to the South and act like the people in the South primitive.
Exactly.
Right, so therefore, culturally, you're going to always have a level of competition externally of culture and internally within culture. But when you look at it, that the basis of people has to be separated because they're competing with each other, then you're going to have a problem. Expect competition. Everybody compete within and without themselves, without them group. Right? But when you're looking at it as because you're competing with me, you're my enemy. That's not true. That's not true.
I get what he's saying. Like, he more so leaning into like the natural disposition isn't cooperation. That is that more of what you actually saying, Chef, or am I over?
No, because there was cooperation at times. You dig what I'm saying? But there's also there was also delineation. Remember, Jamaicans in the 20th century wasn't their first time coming to the United States, right? They came to the United States during slavery also. You dig what I'm saying? And I guarantee you there was issues during slavery that African Americans and Jamaicans had. Meaning Jamaicans came to America with certain skills. You dig what I'm saying? During slavery. You think that they didn't get special treatment? Those slaves who had particular skills that say African Americans didn't have. You think that wasn't an issue there? They say a lot of the slave revolts, you know what I mean, in America was sometimes spearheaded by people coming from the Caribbean. You dig what I'm saying?
Wait a second, Joe. If based on how you just described that, you wouldn't even fault the people involved. You would fault the person who doing the special treatment. That's like you know for a fact that that's problematic when you treat people differently in front of each other like that. That's hella problematic.
What's one of the main things that we say about foreigners, that they get special treatment? We say that now.
Right. No, I'm not saying that.
They really don't.
No, but I'm saying really just the way that you said it.
It's just something that we use. It makes us feel better to say that foreigners get special treatment
Right,
because
but
we
that's
don't
like
want
a
to do
teacher.
the hard fucking work. Anything that
Hey,
foreigners got, we want to say they got it because America going to do that for them, but they won't do it for a nigga. Man, shut that shit up. You
they
feel
don't
me?
treat the black immigrants
See,
with
there
it.
you go. There you go. Now they don't treat the black, you get, but they treat the Chinese different. They treat
They
the,
do.
you get what I'm saying? And all of these groups will say, you are bullshitting. I worked my ass off.
I work my
All of those
ass off.
groups will say, nigga, now I'm going to call you lazy because ain't nobody gave me shit.
Me shit. Ain't nobody gave me shit. And you know, that's the one thing that I've learned because I've worked with foreigners. I've worked with Asians, Mexicans, and they all say, I don't know why people say they like. I know an Arab couple right now. They have 10 children. They came over here broke. Their mother and father came over here broke. You know how much these people worth?
Niggas keep saying everybody got somebody gave them something. That's so fucking respectful, yo.
They own their they own their own tropical smoothie shop that they started from the ground. They worked their ass off and opened a tropical smoothie cafe.
Hey,
Hard
Man,
but
work.
chef,
I don't even know what to say to that.
saying that certain peoples who come here get special treatment don't necessarily remove their hard work or what or their own industry. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a all or nothing proposition. It's just a fact. Like look at the Ukrainians. Like they're not treating. They would never in a
What
million years
social
treat
treatment
no.
are the Ukrainians
Hold
getting?
on, hold on, hold on. What do you mean? But all the set asides they get, the billions of dollars they get, and I have to look it up real
The
quick. But
Ukrainian government,
they hold
the
on.
Ukrainian government, because they know
No,
Ukrainian people getting billions of dollars.
well, no, well the people that they've brought here specifically, they've been given all kind of stipends and set asides and given
They've been
lodging
giving
and all.
government assistance. So they've been
Yeah,
giving government assistance, food stamps and welfare. And you mad that they giving white people
nah. They
food stamps
got
and welfare? Who was food
yeah,
stamps and welfare made for? It was made for who? White people.
yeah, but that ain't. But wait a minute, that ain't got
They
nothing to
give
do with my
so
point.
you mad that they giving white people welfare?
No, it's not about being. It's
This
not
shit
about
crazy.
being mad, brother. Hold on, brother. It's not about being upset. I'm just stating the actual the facts are as they are. That's it. So when Chef says that immigrant groups, I was just making the point that
They're
you
giving
can
them
get.
welfare.
Yeah, I got that. Can I make
Government
my point though,
assistance is
bro?
welfare. What is your point,
Brother,
Haskell?
I got a real issue with people talking over me. Like you keep doing it, I'm gonna end up cussing you out and calling you names. So I'm just
Haskell. You know who
politely,
this
I'm gonna.
is.
I know who it
Haskell.
is,
You
but
know
it
who this
doesn't. It
is.
doesn't
And you know
matter who
I
you.
don't care about me names. You can give me names to that,
Sabio,
dog.
Sabio, can we just have civil? Can we have a civil conversation without you just cutting me
Cool.
off? That's all
Cool.
I'm
I'm just
asking
trying to
for,
figure
brother.
out what your point is because it don't seem to be
Yeah,
making a
yeah.
point.
But I need you to stop talking in order for me to make my point. Do you get that?
If you think you got one, go ahead. I don't
Stop
think you have one.
fucking talking, please.
Try to make your
My
point.
only man, shut the fuck up, man. Why you niggas act like hoes, bruh? Like you can't. I'm talking to respectfully as fuck,
Go
and you
ahead.
just
I'm
making it a
listening.
and you making it a point to be an asshole.
Right.
Haskell, now you've been on your best behavior all morning. Let's, let's keep the trend
Damn,
going.
I'm
Keep the
Corey. I
trend
done
going. I'm
asked the
proud of
man
you. I'm
5, 6,
proud of
7
you.
fucking times, dog. Please, I'm begging the
I'm
man,
letting you
please, bruh.
go. Waiting for you to go. I'm on
When
site.
you
Go.
Hey,
you
hey,
turn
Haskell, you
on
know
a nigga,
me and you
dog.
butt heads at times, yo. Don't
Bro,
get
It ain't
derailed,
about
yo. Don't
it
get
ain't about butting
derailed.
heads, bruh.
bro, go ahead.
It ain't about butting heads,
Haskell,
bruh.
go
But
ahead.
every
You,
3
you
words
got
I'm
the floor,
saying, a
bro. You
nigga
got it.
bud. No, I gotta say it, bruh. I gotta get through
No,
this.
you
You
don't.
still
Go.
cut me
I've been
off.
waiting.
Yes, I do, bitch ass nigga. Shut up.
You whole
Fuck,
ass
nigga, shut
dummy.
up.
Say what you gotta say, you
Damn,
nigga.
stupid
Say what
ass
the fuck
retarded
you gotta say,
ass
bitch.
nigga.
Say what the fuck you gotta say,
Dumb
you
ass
bitch.
nigga, man.
Now,
Shut the fuck
now
up.
what? Use a bitch too. Now say what the fuck you gotta say,
Shut
bitch.
up, dog. No, I
Say what the
can't
fuck
finish
you
saying
gotta
what I'm
say.
saying if you stop
Say it.
talking.
Say it. All you
You know
gotta do
what?
is say it.
I'm not gonna be yelling at my phone. Yeah, this is
Oh,
crazy.
now you mad. Now you
You's a
mad.
fuck. I am mad. You's a fuck nigga, and I am mad. But somebody else go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go because his point apparently wasn't that important. Because all it sounds like he's doing is he's upset because America has been what honoring their creed to give immigrants welfare assistance when they come over here broke and destitute. As
Man,
the as it says in their
you have a
constitution.
special skill for missing the obvious and missing the point.
That's
That was not the
not
point that I was making.
I
I
didn't get
was
welfare.
simply making the point that towards what Chef was saying was that the whole special treatment thing. And I said that's only reserved for people of their race, right? Or it's not reserved for black folks. That's the only point that I made. Not that I'm mad or they shouldn't do it or none of that. Where did that come from?
Let me say something. Hold on. Let me say something. People need to understand. Most Caribbean immigrants who come into this country, coming through the filing process, the legal process. When they're coming in this country through the legal process, there is a form that needs to be signed. It's called the affidavit of support. This form is necessary that the person who is coming into America will not be a burden. I'm not talking about those people who come across the border who has access to nothing. The Mexican who come across the border does not get anything. Even when he files his taxes, he cannot file his taxes because
Right.
his social security number is not real. So he does not get back anything. Those Caribbean immigrants who come here, who people say set aside or put aside. No, the majority of Caribbean immigrants who comes here have to sign an affidavit of support. The person is filing for them. Filing means the person is asking that the American government accept this person and bring them in. An affidavit of support, you can go and read it up, says that, listen, I am financially responsible for this person for X period of time until they get their paper.
Until they get right.
Their
Until
green
they
card
can
or their
support
citizenship.
themselves.
Right? They don't get anything. So when somebody said, oh, set aside have been put aside for the Jamaican immigrants, that is not true. That's also a problem I have with Tariq Nasheed. Because he's exposing lies, he's spreading lies. Go and read up on
They
affidavit.
mixing y'all up with the Indian.
Right.
They mixing you up with the Indian.
Yeah, go and read up on the affidavit of support. And then you come back. And that's the
They
issue.
are the Indians. They are the Indians. Stupees and them are the Indians. They the West Indians.
That's stupid. Why you got that Becky on your as your avatar? You hella stupid, Chef.
You know. That's why light skinned chef and light skinned Reggie in the same barrel.
Oh, that's his brethren. That's the light skinned sister.
Yeah, the light skinned Reggie.
Nah, that's an inside joke. We got somebody, unruly member of the Discord. We gotta let them know what time it is from time to time. That's all that is.
Okay.
Yeah. Chief X he done went completely off the rails, so he get trolled here and there. So that's a part
Hold
of
on,
it.
he was already he done went further off. He was already off the rails. How much further off the rails did he go?
Yeah. When you go to doubling down on stupid stuff, we gotta get you. We supposed to get you, dog. We gotta get you. You doubling down on stupid stuff.
You mean tripling down? He was already double.
At this point, I don't even know what the numeral is. He done quadruple, eight tuplet or whatever it is at this point.
That card is being brought into question by Stupid.
Nah, he been gave that up, Stupid. He's weird. At this point, he on what's the he on COINTEL watch for what? That's what he on. He on COINTEL watch at this point. We trying to figure it out.
Asking and breaking up if he was trying to come back in. Yeah. Go ahead, Asking. The floor is yours.
Nah, I think you hear my background, bro. Yeah, I wasn't trying to come in.
Yeah, what were you saying? I want to hear.
Oh no, I didn't have any grand point to make. Chef made an assertion that What did he say? Something about set-asides or advantages. And I just simply made the observation that that does not apply to Black immigrants. And that is a statement of fact. So I don't see why. I just don't get some people sometimes, man. I don't know if a previous interaction that me and some people have sometimes, a nigga will bring that shit into a new discussion. Like, I'm like, why is this man going at me, dog? And just like, cause we been cordial. Like we got some kind of smoke I don't know about, or like, what the fuck going on? Like I asked, you know what? I asked a nigga 4-5 times, bro, this vibe, bro. Let me just get what I'm saying out. And a nigga like, damn, bro, like.
Yeah. Yeah, but trust me,
Well,
a lot of people think that they're set aside, but there's no. Black immigrants oftentimes, majority of Black immigrants come to America through formal channels of immigration. And those people who come with formal channels of immigration, they're not going to offer them any help or aid. The Cubans
Bruh,
got it
what
when they
they
came
do,
here.
I was just gonna say that. Sorry, I know I'm cutting you off very rudely,
Yeah.
but I was just gonna use that exact same example. The way how the U.S. government treats Cubans versus Haitians is night and fucking day. That's facts. But go ahead, Stupies. I'm sorry to I cut you off.
And
but do
that's
you
true.
know there's some historical undertones and the reason for that? Because the way that the island of Cuba and Haiti are situated, and not only that, because of the history of the island.
No, is
Like you
that
have to
what?
take all that
No,
into
it's
history.
no, it's not. It's because one are overtly niggas and one other group is not overtly niggas.
Oh shit!
Ain't got nothing
That
to do with all that convoluted shit you talking about. What
oh, you're right.
situation of the eye? What are you
You
talking
are
about?
absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm not even gonna talk about you. You're right. You're right. You're right. America that signed the treaty that Haiti would not get no assistance from them because of some shit that happened when they got their independence. If you don't know about that, that's not me. That's not
I
for me to
know about
teach you or
that,
you.
Sabio, but that
That's
still
not for me
ties
to
back
teach
to
you.
it
That
You
still
still
ties
ties
back
yo,
back
to
to
a
people.
hold on, but it still
yo,
ties back to a racial impetus. Them clicking
yo.
up with the French, them clicking up with the French and other European entities to subjugate Haiti, that's still based on race. What are we talking about?
Did I deny that? So I'm saying that it has to do with history. It has nothing to do and which ties into the political situation of Haiti right now. The historical situation ties into the political situation that we are talking about with Haiti and Cuba. If you don't see
It's not,
that, I don't know
no,
how
it
you
has to
miss
do with race. It had to do primarily with race. Is that Haiti was the first African country
It's
with
not
African
100%.
people.
it.
It's not 100%
No,
race.
it's
You
not.
said
I'm not saying it's
primarily.
all that.
You said
And
I'm not.
it's
primarily.
not even primarily race.
No, it's not even.
I
I didn't even
disagree,
say
Brad.
primarily.
I,
No,
I,
I
it's
just said it has.
primarily,
It has
hold on,
something to
it's
do with it.
primarily when we're talking about, and I can't talk loud and I can't talk long.
Yeah.
It's primarily hassle. I would say 51% and 49% what you saying. But 51% is the United States treats anybody fleeing communism differently than if you fleeing just for poverty or earthquake or a hurricane. The United
I,
States has always,
I
always, even if you
vehemently,
go down the, you
vehemently
can know,
disagree.
listen, you can
But go
vehemently
ahead.
disagree, that's fine. I'm not, but the Cubans are always seen as fleeing communism. So I'm not going to say they removed the race. I would say either you want to go 51% race and 49%, but people who fleeing Haiti is an impoverished, illegal immigrant, uh, uh, poor, not adding nothing to the economy type thing. But with them, Cuba has always been seen as, oh, you leaving communism? Yeah, come here, we'll show you. So it's a lot of
So
politics when
Brad,
it comes up to the United States. I
so
can't I
Brad,
can't talk that long. But
so
go ahead.
Brad, so let me pose a question. Back in the
Uh,
80s when Papa Doc was wilding, what the fuck was Haitians fleeing there?
I
What
don't
was Haitians coming over here for back then?
I
They
don't
was
know.
coming over here
I
fleeing,
was born in
flee.
1986.
Well,
I don't know.
listen, if you, they were coming over here fleeing a crazy dictator who was oppressing their people. That's what they were coming over here for. That's what Wycliffe came here as, a political refugee.
What is your
If you don't
point?
know, you don't know the history well enough to talk, because you're talking about Haitians came over here, fleeing the same thing the fucking Cubans was fleeing.
We weren't
They come
talking
over here
about the
for a fucking
80s.
vacation.
Okay, hold on.
That's what they came over here for.
I'm gonna say something real quick. You
That's
know
what
why?
they came over here.
Haiti,
You know why?
the Haitians wasn't fleeing communism.
I mean,
They were
I'm
fleeing
not talking
political
about. Hey, I'm not talking
persecution.
about Haiti
That's what
fleeing
they were
communism.
doing. That's what they
Okay,
were
but
doing.
let me say this. I just want to be clear.
The
We were
Haitians wasn't
talking
fleeing
about in a
communism,
conversation.
Joey. You wrong.
We were speaking in a conversation about Cuba and Haiti, and I'm saying Cubans get a better reception here because the perception among the United States is that they're fleeing communism, and we've always been against communism and called ourselves saviors for people that want to flee it. So it's more like Cuban baseball players and the such. What I was speaking about in regards to Haiti was, in Haiti, the narrative is not fleeing communism or fleeing something like that. It's usually fleeing a bad situation, whether it be an earthquake, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be poverty, whether it be fucking Papa Doc, whoever the fuck that is. But I will say this to y'all. This is a side note. Some of y'all motherfuckers need to check some of y'all fucking energy before y'all come in here. Because talking to me like you ain't got no goddamn sense is always gonna get the same fucking response in the same place. I ain't talked to none of you niggas before today, and I ain't said good morning to none of you niggas. So show some fucking respect sometime. And then talk.
I don't know what it is, man. We need
Right.
some etiquette, training, because Joey,
I don't
real
know how
quick.
you. I don't even know how you feel comfortable to come in this motherfucker telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Hey, Brad, real quick,
Y'all
Joey.
niggas wilding the fuck out.
Y'all
Talking
gotta learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Y'all
allow
gotta
you to
learn
speak.
how to
I'm gonna say
speak
this.
with some fucking respect.
I'm gonna say this. If you were offended, then I'm gonna apologize. I probably
That's
could
not
have
an
put that.
No, I
apology.
wasn't
That's not an
offended.
apology,
I'm just
Joey.
trying to figure out why
Well,
you
listen.
saying. Well,
That's not
I'm
an
not
apology.
offended. I'm just trying to figure out why you saying.
Listen.
Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what made you
I just don't
comfortable
want
enough.
to. Hold on.
Okay, give me 1 second. You hold on. What I don't understand is I don't understand why if we having a civil conversation, a motherfucker will feel comfortable enough with me to just say, "Shut the fuck up" if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, and you don't know what the fuck you talking about in the conversation. You just came in this bitch loud and wrong. I
Hey,
can't even
Brass, let me
fucking
say,
yell. I cuss you out for doing some shit like that.
let me say something real quick, Brass. You can't tell somebody you don't shut the fuck up, you don't know nothing about history, and then say, if I offended you. You
Yeah,
can't.
it's
Like,
not
some of
even an
you,
apology.
listen, outside of these discussions that we have, right? If there's 10, if there's 5 or more people on a panel, regardless of how strenuously you may disagree with someone, there should be a certain baseline of etiquette in how these conversations are conducted. It's just too much where I know some people we all consider wild out the wazoo, and you figure they're meant to be disrespected. So I know in every instance you can't necessarily keep that kind of cordialness, right? But I believe that should undergird in every interaction that we have with each other when we having these discussions. You know what I'm saying? Don't do little put downs or you don't know history. Even if he didn't curse at you, even saying something like you don't know history, that's an insult.
Especially when you come into the conversation and don't even know what the fuck we talking about. I think I addressed directly what you was talking about. He started talking
You
about
did.
fucking
You
Papa Doc
did. He
in
missed.
the
He
80s.
missed.
I don't even know
He
who
missed your
the fuck
point,
that is. Yeah.
Brass. What it is he missed your
No,
point, right?
it
He
was
making.
the not enough history to speak like that. That was what made it wild, right? Even if you challenging the man and what he know, he might just prove to you what he know. But then you say as if he's not qualified to speak. Now you definitely wild, and it wouldn't matter who you be talking to at that point.
Yeah.
That's just unnecessary.
But no, I
Hey,
got
Brass.
your point.
What happened? What it is? He missed your point entirely, right? And I just see it so much. See, he was equating communism with
dictatorship.
with dictatorship or other forms of political abuse. But the point that you were making was specific to communism and a traditional rivalry that had its
America.
genesis in the Cold War.
Yeah.
So it's not about it's not about simply political abuse or whatever. It's specifically about that ideology and that governmental system of communism. He missed that point. With that said, I completely disagree with you, Brass.
No,
But
I know, bro. I know.
yeah.
It's no question you disagree. I love it. And I can't wait to have the Garvey conversation, but I'm trying to spare my voice, brother. I just got my voice back. I can't talk really no higher than this. So once I could get it just a little bit better, we'll have that conversation. But I know we disagree. But the cool thing about me and you, Haskell, we've gotten to a point, me and Stu Peace, where we can agree to disagree, and then know when we could keep debating, but when we know, it don't got to get contentious. But when a motherfucker just say you don't know what the fuck you talking about, and your name ain't Chef Corey, like a motherfucker like I know, and you just a random motherfucker just talking, I'm assuming you disrespecting me, so I'm gonna give you what you want. I just can't motherfucking yell right. I can't raise my voice that high. But yeah, I don't like. We can all talk. But goddamn,
He told me
we're
I
not
don't know
gonna.
what
We're
I'm
not.
talking about all the time. That's just
Yeah.
how Joey is, though. I don't think y'all should I don't think y'all should feed too much into it. That's whenever you disagree with the black power, whenever you give alternative view to the conscious community stances on things, that he always go to you don't know what you.
I don't know what it is, Chef.
You know what I mean?
But
Like
I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It just feels different. Like if a motherfucker tell you, you don't really know what you're talking about right now. But if a motherfucker say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, now I feel offended. And then when they say, if I hate that apology, bro. I hate when people do that apology. If I offended you, then I didn't mean like get the fuck out. Now you made it worse. You just took salt and poured it on the
Added
fuck
insult to
that.
injury.
Yeah, it's like you don't apologize, bro. You just want to talk. But yeah, y'all go ahead. I ain't
All
trying
right.
to.
So where were we?
I didn't know what the fuck I was talking. That's what you
Your mind had moved.
Yeah, my mind is.
Your mind is not moved at
I'm gonna
all.
go on mute. Y'all have
But get some rest, bro. But I don't remember exactly where we are. Where were we though?
We were talking about the set asides and advantages given to immigrants. That's where we last left.
Mm. So is that like so now that we're discussing it, I'm not so familiar with that. So is that like in large part a myth that immigrants don't come over here with a economic leg up, or they're not receiving these large packages? And I'm only saying it because I could have sworn I've seen like news stations report on some of the immigrants walking around with like large amounts of money on their I don't know, whatever card the government was giving them. So I don't know if that's not true, but that's where I got. That's the first place that I heard that was the news.
All right. What you're saying is true, that some immigrants receive benefits and receive set aside. I will not deny that. But most African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants, they come through the system formally. So let's say you come in on a visitor's visa and you run off. Running off means that you overstayed your time and you had no intention of going back to your country of origin. You came through an airport. You do not qualify for any benefits, meaning that you cannot go to any office and apply for any of those benefits, none at all. Right?
But see, the
You're
other
a
thing,
ghost in the system. Those who come through airports. And we know that most African and Caribbean immigrants, they don't swim here. They come through airports. Right?
but
The
you know
Haitian
what?
visitor.
But you know what,
You see?
Stupid?
Huh?
You know what, Stupid? Because I agree with you with what you're saying, but I think people overlook a big part of the conversation why these people that may get benefits or get some type of assistance when they come to America, some of these immigrants, is because of some type of war atrocity that America had did to their nation. So there's some
Yeah, but
type of
yeah,
reparations being
but
paid.
yeah, that is true. But we're not making reference to that because
Right. But
when immigrants come through, when those
see, that's what
immigrants who
people
come
are
through the
talking about.
southern border,
Stupid. That's what people are missing when they talk about these set asides. These set asides are something that because America bombed their nation, went to war, destroyed their country. Now they're going to help these people get back on their feet and help because through their welfare system. It's still welfare, but it's reparations through welfare because of what America does.
no, I'm trying to explain who qualified. Now, those persons who get temporary protective status, meaning that the Haitian during the Asian earthquake, tens of thousands of Asians came over and they got temporary protective status. During the initial part of those people coming over, they're oftentimes given benefits because they were formally invited. The Ukrainians, the Venezuelans, all of those people who get TPS, they'll be getting set asides, if you want to define it as that. Because they fall under TPS, they can go into the system and request help because most of them come without money in their pocket. But those immigrants that many persons like to point a finger at and chastise are not those immigrants who got the TPS, are those immigrants who came over formally and some overstayed and some came over legally through the filing process. They don't get shit. So when people talking about, oh, set asides, you ask who gets set asides and who qualify for set asides. The TPS people may get set asides, but the average immigrant that he's talking about, they don't get it. There's no set asides for them. There's no set asides for the Africans who came over and overstayed, or the Africans whose grandparents filed for them. None whatsoever. But for the Haitians who under the earthquake, those might get. But the Haitians who ran off and jump on the land, they didn't have the same wet foot, dry foot policy that the Cubans have. The Cubans were unique to everybody else in the world. The Cubans, once they landed in America, were legal instantaneously. They could just go to a police station and say, I just came off the boat from Cuba. And they were given set asides. But many persons like to broaden it like it was applied to everybody, and that's not true. That's not true. Right? The Ukrainians, you invited them over, you're going to assist them. The South African farmers who came over under the invitation of the American government, they're getting assistance. But if you're not invited here, there's no set asides for you. Right? And that's the problem I have with Tariq's argument. He's not genuine with his argument. He's being disingenuous. He's not speaking the whole truth. He said immigrants are getting set aside. These immigrants, these non-ADOS people. And he speaks in vague terminology. He does not really say black immigrants are getting set aside. He doesn't say that. What he says then is that these black people are qualifying for these scholarships that was earmarked for African Americans. And I will agree with him on that. Because now they're competing for these scholarships. And honestly, very few people, black, white, Indian, Chinese, can compete with a bright Nigerian. And they know it. They know it. So those Nigerians are going to gobble up the scholarships. Now, if you're arguing for that, I'll understand. I'll understand.
I'll give you a perfect example of how a lot of the policy, but not all of it, is racially driven, right? I don't know how much of y'all on the panel are familiar with an Egyptian guy named Mustafa Hefni, right? He's a Nubian guy, Nubian Egyptian, who came to America, I believe, in the 70s, right? And they
Talking
tried.
about that guy, the bird watcher guy. Pause.
No,
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 the
the guy who shaved his
doctor,
hair off and pretended to be black.
the
No, 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 no.
doctor.
That's a different guy. That's
No,
a different guy.
the
Yeah, that's
doctor,
different.
Muhammad Hefni, the doctor
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Egypt.
He's
They,
from Egypt.
they,
The
he
guy,
wanted them
the
to
guy,
acknowledge that he was black, and they wouldn't do it.
right.
And
So not
He
only
had
he in
to
the
bring him
video,
home.
he dark skinned with an afro on. I think I seen
Yeah,
it.
oh no.
yeah, that's
That's what
him.
I meant.
Yeah, he got an afro. Yeah, he got an afro. Yeah. So they told him that you're not black, okay? You're not like these niggas over here, right? You have a culture, you have a tradition, you have a history, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So the greater point that I was about to make is he refused. He so insisted on being recognized as black. He stood on that, right? To the point where a lot of the set asides and the shit that they had for him, he didn't get it. They told him, yo, if you relinquish that black shit, we'll give you the college shit, we'll give you the bread, we'll give you whatever. You feel me? So that go to show you that there is racial disparity in terms of how, you know what I'm saying, the aid and shit that they do for immigrants. And he could have made his life a whole lot.
Let's look that up. Let's look that up. I don't believe that.
Look, well, that's from his words, unless he's just
Yeah,
lying.
yeah. I don't believe that there was set asides for him as a white person versus him being black.
Yeah, he said if he'd have relented and just been allowed to be classified as white because he's from quote unquote MENA, which is
Yeah,
Middle East, North Africa,
they white.
and right, he would have got XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3, and all of this other stuff if he'd have just relinquished wanting to be classified as black. And you think he's lying about that?
No, I think it's the same way with the UNESCO shit. You dig what I'm saying? I think that how do I want to say this? I think that we put yeast on certain things that don't need no yeast, and we miscategorize it. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I don't, because what benefit? I'm saying black people, African Americans, get enough set asides as being American. If you don't have no money, yo, let's look at all of the stuff that you can get. You can go to your local welfare office and tell them you don't have no income, and they're going to give you food stipends.
Oh no,
They're going
Chef.
to give you,
Chef, I'm
hold
sorry
on,
to
let me
cut you off.
finish.
Go ahead. I think you
They're going to
misunderstood the
give
point
you,
I was making, though.
hold
I
on, they're
wasn't
going to
talking
give
about
you
Black Americans. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you're going to get food stipends. You're going to get a cash allowance, right? They're going to put you in training programs to find better jobs. See if they can put you in training programs to give you certain skills. They'll even allow you to go to college. So I'm trying to figure out, what do these foreigners get, you know what I mean, that black people don't get? Like, and if they got half the shit that we get as Americans, I think they just take better
Oh yeah,
advantage of
yeah.
it.
I agree with you. Yeah, I was making a separate point. The point that I'm making about the whole race thing and how they treat black immigrants versus non-black immigrants, that's a whole separate point from what you're getting at. And I totally agree with what you're saying, Chef.
If
Chef,
you giving a nigga money every month, and you giving them a food stipend, and you telling them they can go to school for free, you telling me, man, come on, yo. I don't know what I don't. If they're giving foreigners, so y'all basically saying they giving foreigners the bag, meaning like they making
Well,
them
that's what
rich then.
Tariq says that. Tariq says that.
Yeah, I don't know if they walking around with 10 G's on their card, but but yeah, that's some kind of way it seems like it's promoted that way.
And
talks about like
I guarantee any of y'all who work, y'all black people, if they was to give y'all take away what y'all make a month and give y'all what they giving them foreigners, and say, y'all would say, fuck no, I'm going to work. Y'all would say, I can't. That's some bullshit. It is some bullshit. Y'all niggas look way better than what. And if y'all pooled y'all resources and was good with y'all credit and all, y'all could do anything y'all want over this motherfucker. Like, come on, yo. We gotta cut the shit, yo. We gotta cut the shit.
We definitely gotta talk more about our options. That's for damn sure. We don't do that enough, but I think we can all agree there.
And then we
when Chef started
communities.
When Chef started talking about it. Yeah, when Chef started talking about it, like I think the irony of like when I first got around this, I used to like look up a dude named Matthew Lesko. I don't know if y'all familiar with him, but that's the dude who used to be on the midnight commercials with the suit on, and he got all the question marks on it. He talking about all kind of ways that you could get money out the government for free and all that stuff, right? So in one of his things, right, he'll actually tell you that each major city around you has like a community development center. So in that community development center, all you need is an ID, and you could get your bills paid. You know what I'm saying? You could get phone allowance, like all sorts of stuff that's actually readily available to you, but they don't advertise it, right? They don't advertise it, but a lot of that stuff be a phone call away, for real, and we don't even know it exists. That's the irony, is that since they don't publicize it, people don't really know where to get it, and that's like a part of the scam. That's like a part of the scam for them to be able to have the money and not use it, right? That's so they don't publicize.
Yo, it be in your community.
There's a lot of programs.
No, but that's crazy. If the center is in your community, they not putting the center or the office in a whole nother county. The shit be in your local community. Like at this point, what are they supposed to do? Kick your door down, say, nigga, you need extra help? I know you need extra help.
I know you need the light bill paid. They're supposed to run behind you and give you the money. Yo.
we gotta admit, yo, that we be lunching, yo.
Shepherd.
We definitely be sleeping. We definitely be sleeping on them government subsidy programs. 100%. I hate that it's true, but like, yeah, we could use that. We could make some more awareness around that.
Let me say something to Sheffrin, because Sheffrin is an agitator, and I realize that. And he speaks some dangerous sentiments, because he's backhanded saying some things that I, as an immigrant, could not say. I can't say what Sheffrin's saying.
Exactly.
I can't even imply it.
Go ahead and say it, those two B's.
I'll back you up. If you say that, I'll back you up too, Stu, because it's true. That's 100% true.
I can't say, because this is the third time I see Sheffrin motion in that direction, that certain people ain't shit, but that they're not using the facility.
That's true. It hurt. It hurt when you had, your opinion about W.E.B. Du Bois. I was wrong for that, but that listening to that hurt way more than listening to you talk about we need to make better use of opportunities we have.
Jamaicans, I point the finger at Jamaicans also, because now I don't want, if the thing can be pointed at African Americans, right, and you have no problem with that. But then we'll turn around and say, because you're a black immigrant, that other immigrants get. No, you can't use the shit either. That's what I'm saying.
No, but we don't. I don't.
No, but what Haskell was making, because a person is classified or is of another so-called racial makeup as people from Jamaica or Haiti, that they get shit that other that
non-black immigrants
don't get. Yeah. You feel me? So it's the same excuse. Black Americans are using the same excuse for everybody else. We think that everybody else get way more than us, but by simple fact of we're black, We think y'all get more than us. We think that the Chinese get more than everybody get more than the African American. It gotta be that way. Because if it wasn't, we'd be better off. They gotta be holding us back. They gotta be giving these other people more. That's the only logical conclusion we can come to. And looking at ourselves like, yo, look at all this shit that we get. Let's take assessment, yo. As an American, look at all of the shit that we do get. If you can't take advantage of that shit, yo, man, I'm blaming you. I'm sorry. I'm blaming you. I can't. Fuck
So
it.
you
Who
put
agree with
Stu
Chef
bag
Fred?
of
Who
food,
agree
Chef.
with
Peas.
Chef Fred?
When
Stu
Chef be in
Who
his
agree with Chef Fred?
accountability bag, he be
Hey,
going
Stu
in.
Peas. Hey, Stu Peas. I just want to be clear on something, right?
Mhm.
That you think that Chef can get away with saying the shit that he's saying right now, but this is
Oh, I'm
why
a
they
coon.
call this. They think they call this is
Cooking.
why this
Chef
motherfucker gets
cooking.
called every coon, every motherfucking Uncle Tom. They call him every name underneath the sun. Trust and believe that when this video comes out, it's
Natufian,
gonna be
Berber.
the real Dirk Berber, Latufian, but this whatever they gonna do. He ain't getting away with shit. Cause I promise you, I'm listening to this and I can't really participate like I want to. But I'm glad that his chef is gonna get killed for saying all that he's saying right now. He just don't give a fuck. You right?
He dead
He
ass.
he
doesn't
just called.
care.
He shouldn't
He
get
just
But
called
killed. That's
himself a
crazy.
cool. He said, "I'm gonna
killed
get it
for
out the
saying
way."
that. Hey chef, you my nigga, bro. I will be here at your funeral. I will carry your motherfucking coffin. But you, yo, the shit you just said is so wild and
He just
diabolical,
called
my nigga.
himself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you are. You just took the sword and stuck it in your own stomach, my nigga.
No,
Hey,
give
no,
it
no,
up.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
stand
That's
for
not
Nah,
it.
we
this
do
shit
need
I'm
to
a
is
talk
coon.
more
I'm
about
a
hilarious
that.
to
coon.
We
listen.
definitely need to
I'm a
talk more
coon.
about that.
Jesus.
That's not true.
You
What
on the
Chef
right
did,
side, Chef. You on the right side, Chef.
Chef just gave his pound
And
cake
I'm gonna tell
speech.
you, like
It's
Haskell
coming
said,
from a place of love.
I apologize to peace. I apologize. You can take over right after this. I'm gonna tell you what Haskell says all the time. Anytime Fetty is agreeing with what the fuck you
You might be
saying,
on
bro,
the
Y'all niggas
road.
supposed to.
you
Y'all
on the
niggas
wrong.
always gotta talk shit. That's that
Trust and
bullshit.
believe you on the
Niggas
wrong
always
path.
talking shit.
It's a
Don't
joke,
Eddie, it's
nobody
just
Fetty,
a
give a
bro.
fuck.
joke.
A
It's
lot
a
of
Eddie, it's
y'all
just a
niggas
joke,
can't
joke,
bro.
stand on
bro.
y'all
Relax,
opinion
yo.
because y'all
It's
It's
a
just a
stupid.
joke,
joke,
Eddie.
bro.
Y'all niggas like goofy. Y'all
Relax,
scared to
bro.
actually have y'all
Relax.
real opinion.
Bro, you come on,
Eddie, it's
bro.
just
We
a joke,
African
You
bro.
have your
Americans,
opinion if
bro.
there's 100 niggas
Like
who
you
disagree.
are not going to hang around African Americans and they don't crack jokes on you, bro. It's not possible. Like that
I mean,
means
the
you
joke is
in the.
on
That
y'all.
means
The
that
joke is
you are
on y'all
you're
because
more
in
in the group
reality,
than you are
why is
out of
Chef
it.
getting
The fact
killed
that people
for
messing with
holding black people accountable? The joke is on us. That's what y'all don't realize. Like in a lot of these conversations, niggas don't be hearing how crazy we be sounding in a lot of these combos, bro. Should be
In terms of
cringe
what?
for real. Should be
In
cringe
terms of
worthy, like super
Eddie,
cringe.
specifically relating to this conversation, what would you say in this conversation that you would put in that cringeworthy category?
I'm saying the whole idea that again, Chef broke down how like this victim mentality of we don't have, but not realizing that you're in America with more opportunity than a lot of people who come over here, and it's just it has to come down to some level of accountability. And like Brass just proved, when a person goes that route, you're gonna get burned at the stake by your own people. So it's really sad for real, because that's
No,
These
not how
niggas can't
progression.
burn me. I'm unburnable.
no,
I'm saying they gonna try to. I'm saying
this
No,
is
they ain't gonna
you
be
just,
like,
hey,
you
they
know
just
what,
ain't
Chef,
reached
you're
the
right.
right temperature yet, Chef.
yeah.
But
Tell
it's
me,
gonna be a temperature that's gonna touch you.
yeah,
Trust me. Oh,
yeah,
it's definitely
Brass, tell
gonna
me
be
if
what
I'm
it's
wrong.
gonna touch
Tell me if
you.
I'm wrong. What I'm hearing from Chef is that based on all of the things that he spoke about, that many persons are stupid. Not, he never use a stupid word. They don't use the resources and they're looking to blame somebody else. So it must be an act of intelligence or a lack of intelligence
No, it's
why they
not
choose
stupid.
to blame people.
No, some people are shiftless. Some people are lazy. Some people
Oh, like that.
are, and
Stop,
this is
Brass.
not
Stop,
black.
Brass.
This is
Brass,
not
stop.
black. No, this is not a black or white thing. Some people would rather just get paid to do nothing and take every advantage of that. Like most people don't have like that song. Get up, get out, and get something was an old song. That ain't a new song. That's not a song that came out yesterday. That came out during Chef and them generation. So it's always been a question of get up, get out and get something. Some people are shiftless. But I just want to say, when y'all were talking about the assistants, and how they treat black people versus especially poor black people than everybody else. Watch any Katrina documentary, and you'll get the in the last one I saw, they made great comments on, if you really want to know how America feels about poor black people, especially poor Southern black people, just study Hurricane Katrina and the shit that they was doing to those people when they could have done something different. How when they wanted to just cross a fucking bridge to get clean water and help and medical care, they allowed motherfuckers to shoot them with rifles and stop them from going to safety. They just kept them in the Superdome. They were throwing water from fucking helicopters, and then when these motherfuckers decided to break into stores to get food, they were arresting them and motherfucking shooting at, calling them looters. These people that ain't ate in 5 days, a motherfucker break into a supermarket, they was calling them looters.
Well, why did
And
they
then I
have
also,
TVs? Brad, why did they have TVs?
oh, it's
If
always
they
gonna
were
be.
just
You can't
breaking
eat a
in stores,
TV.
Hold on, let me finish.
Chef, you can't eat a TV, bro.
No, but it's
exactly.
always yeah. But you know what's funny, Chef?
Why nigga
It's
had
always
TV in his hand there?
it's all
Makes no
you sound like
You
New
can't
Orleans
eat. You
police
can't eat a
department.
TV, bro. I
Okay,
mean,
hey,
chef.
Haskell, hold on, don't die, Chef.
Kill them, bros. Kill them.
This is the New Orleans. You sound like the New Orleans Police Department.
With the
So
way Chef
I'm
been
gonna say this
fussing
to
at
you:
me the last couple of days, yo, I'm surprised
if
he even
three niggas,
saying that. Trolling or not.
hey Haskell,
niggas
if
in 3
three
feet of
niggas,
water on the
if
color TV
three
on
niggas,
their feet.
go ahead, yeah.
He gonna
If
double
three
down.
niggas
This is
took a
crazy.
TV, Haskell, if three niggas took a TV, but
Listen,
1,000 niggas broke in there to get some food and something to drink, the narrative can't be that they all broke in there to get TVs.
and we need to figure out why the nigga thought he needed a TV in 3 feet
I
of,
don't care
3
what a
feet of
shiftless,
water.
hey, a shiftless
In
piece
3
of
feet of
shit.
water,
I've
why you
never
got
cared what
TV?
happened. If you shiftless
Wrong
and
with
you're
that
a piece of shit, I don't care what happens to you. But I know if maybe you was trading, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you was trading that TV for a case of water. I don't know. But I ain't treating them like no, that ain't the time to treat them like criminals. It just ain't. It's just not. We're not talking about the Rodney King riots. We're talking
Them
about
niggas
people
was
that hadn't
stealing
eaten in
candy.
5 days.
Them niggas was stealing candy, yo.
Oh yeah, they gonna kill you good and nice. Keep
Niggas had
talking.
Mike.
Hey, matter of fact, everybody just mute out and let Chef commit suicide. Let this nigga just commit suicide because he is definitely in the mood to commit suicide tonight. Go ahead.
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with
Don't
Chef
start this shit.
today.
Candy, yo.
Yo,
I don't know what's wrong with Chef today, but your new nickname for the day, Chef, is Chef X. That's your new nickname for the day today. You Chef X.
Man,
That's who
Chef
you
is
are. You
going
Chef X.
crazy
Candy.
today, yo.
Y'all niggas better be
This
real
nigga
careful
Niggas
agreeing with
wild.
Chef.
Hey, Chef, I don't know what you got going on, bro. I don't know what you got going on, Chef.
Brad just spent 20 minutes telling us why the
Oh,
Hey, I
people
look.
put
don't know what you
it
got going on,
in.
Chef,
Chef
but
said, why they
yeah,
got candy?
That nigga, yo, if his response is why was they taking candy, I wouldn't agree with Chef for the next. Hey, Chef got a 24-hour no-fly zone, bro. Don't agree
Right.
with that nigga for
Chef, they gonna
24
I
hours.
bury
need a
you in
cool
the
down
ground,
period
bro, with
now,
just your
bro.
head sticking out.
Yeah,
I'm
Chef
trying to
trying to,
figure out.
Ooh,
Police
Chef trying
grabbed
to
them
die
niggas
right
up. Police grabbed them starving, thirsty niggas up, and they had candy in their pockets. I'm like, y'all niggas is tripping, yo. Y'all stop this shit.
I shouldn't even be laughing with you, bro. I shouldn't even be laughing with you, man. Hell, man, I feel bad.
Nigga went in there and got his
I feel
favorite
crazy,
candy.
man.
Like, fuck out of here.
You know why, Shepard? Why they had candy? Right? The reason why they had candy is because candy is usually like a non-perishable item, right? So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So most of the other shit, like the corn and the vegetables, had already perished. So by the time they get in the store, you know what I mean? The only thing that's left is like boxes of cereal, noodles, and candy, shit that's non-perishable. Your dry food goods and your canned goods and shit like that. So
Yeah, you
Candy
didn't
would
have
have
to
been
cook the
on
candy.
the list of those
Can we
non-perishable
clip?
items.
Hey, can
Just
we
to let
clip?
y'all know that.
Can we
Thank
clip
you,
that?
Corey.
And we need to
Thank you,
clip
Corey.
that. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. We need to clip that. We need to clip that. And Chef, you were cooning. You ain't a coon, but you was cooning a second ago.
So how you explain
He
the
was
TV then?
definitely giving us his best impression, yo.
How do you all right, y'all
Okay.
explain the candy. Y'all
Okay.
explain the candy. And I'm listen, I don't
Nigga not
buy
gonna stop.
the logic of candy. I'm a
All
roll
right.
with Corey on that. Now if you can
All
explain the
right,
color
officer.
TV in 3 feet of water, then nigga, yeah. Come on. What's
So,
that?
you know, niggas is
Informational
just
purpose.
opportunities, right? So, like, you go and listen, if you go in the department store, right, and the shelves was empty, you went in there for some food, right? But ain't no food in that motherfucker. So, the thing is, you got to come out that bitch with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's the line where I'm thinking. Right? And maybe I might not be able to use this TV, right? But maybe I could trade this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's what they was thinking, but I'm just thinking about me if I was on the ground, right, in Katrina, along the lines that I would be thinking. Hey, but I remember it's crazy because they were talking about the anniversary or whatever, the remembering Katrina like a few weeks ago, right? And those number 10s came out a few weeks ago. It's funny because those same number 10s came out during that Katrina, right? And number 10 Jordans, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about the number 10 Jordans. But and I could remember looking at the news, and the news people was putting the camera on the guys who were walking out of the stores with boxes. They had like stacks of boxes of them Jordans, the number 10 Jordans and shit. So it's, the thing what they were doing was they was going over to Texas and selling the motherfuckers. Saying, y'all go ahead, y'all continue on.
Hey, Corey, you killed that, bro. R.I.P. Chef, man.
They were exercising commerce, barter system. Gee,
It was going back to the old. They was going back to the old ways, yo. I get it.
yes, the barter system, commerce. They need something of value to get what they needed.
Oh God.
We can't beat that one. Why they took
If
TV?
y'all believe that, then nigga said the 10s came out. I'm a man. All right, y'all. Yeah,
Yeah, then the number 10
Mm.
Jordan. You don't remember them? You don't remember
no,
that them came out?
listen.
Okay.
I think your timeline is correct, but I'm saying
Changing his flash screen for them 2 pair of Jordans.
listen to go sell some
Hey,
tennis somewhere else to
I'll
get some
trade.
money.
I'll trade.
That's not too different.
I'll trade you these Jordans. I'll trade you these 2 pair of Jordans for that flat screen.
Yeah, and a
Hey,
and a pack of
No.
cookies.
They were going to Texas and selling it for money. You know what I'm saying? Like they were going to Texas and getting rid of all that shit. So all that shit y'all seen on TV, when CNN, the laptops, the flat screens, and all that shit, the shoes, the purses, all that shit that they was stealing, they took that shit to Texas and got money for that shit, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
All that shit was
They,
gone.
they're
that
in
shit is
desperate
going.
You
situations.
can clean
That's
that
what you
shit
do.
out.
No, that's not desperation. That's what you do when you loot. When you loot, you grab a whole bunch of shit and you try to get it off. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
But
Like,
but
what is wrong with y'all?
I ain't
Chef,
mad
this is
at
in the
what you
context.
call it, Chef. If you call
That's
it
what these
future,
nice
I
things.
don't care what you
Hey,
call it.
but Chef, it's within the
Corey,
context
don't say you
of
not
these
mad.
Yeah.
people. This is within the context of these
You are.
people losing pretty much all of their possessions, though,
Thank you.
Chef.
Oh, wait, hey Haskell. Thank you very
Like,
much. Y'all just
Yo,
said
y'all
that these people who
justifying
just lost
looting
everything they own.
and
Hey, okay, yeah, go ahead, Chef. You got that. Say that
yeah, you
loud.
got it.
I just want them to
You
hear
got
you
it.
say it.
y'all trip. Listen,
If you're denigrating a group of people who
I'm not.
within the
No,
previous
I'm not.
72.
I'm not. I'm not.
Hold on. Let me say something. Within the
Y'all
last within
miscategorizing.
that within the last 72 hours lost every single thing that they own. They went from walking on their sidewalks to in a fucking boat, living in the Superdome. And you just said a minute ago, that's not desperation. That's looting. You don't even, you're the most right now. I don't know who this chef is right now. You're the
Yeah,
most incompassionate.
Brad,
You have
He's
no
definitely not the
empathy.
Brad,
bishop of humanity.
I
I can
was
tell you
saying
that.
that. I
It's
was saying that
definitely
the
not
other
the
day.
bishop
Like, what happened
of
to Chef?
humanity.
You have no compassion.
Like
Like,
to
bro,
say the chef that
Before
I
this week
say
is
the
out,
chef that
Chef,
I
they
know,
gonna
Brad.
burn your ass at the stake, nigga.
I don't know
No,
who
Before
you
this week
are,
is
this
but
is
out.
not the
Hey,
chef that
they gonna
this
take
is
they
not the
gonna
chef
take his
that I've
hat.
interacted with for 5 years. Like it's a different chef.
Away.
God damn.
We're gonna take his bishop hat away.
Bro, you
But
all
what happened?
realize this
What happened?
conversation started off with Chef talking about all the adversities African Americans.
Bro, hey, Corey, can you imagine
Oh
somebody telling
man.
you starving, you done lost everything you own, you barely hydrated, you have no food in your stomach, your grandmother is here dying, your children is here. So literally, the end of your generation and the beginning of your generation is in dire straits. And then on top of that, in all these documentaries, the narrative has been, we got you tomorrow. And tomorrow done now been 5, 6, 7 days, almost 10 days now. That it's gonna be different tomorrow. You're gonna leave tomorrow. You seeing helicopters flying over you to get to the white people in New Orleans. They're flying past you. There's stories about motherfuckers stuck on the roof in a building and they just kept flying past them. And then they told all the black people to get off the fucking roof. This is in a documentary. If the guy that was on the roof wasn't telling the story, I wouldn't believe it. He said he told all the black people to get off the roof. That fucking helicopter landed there within like an hour. Because it was literally, there was definitely racially motivated. There was so much racial shit going on. And we're gonna denigrate them for stealing a TV at that time. I wouldn't give a damn if they burned down the Latin Quarter to keep warm if it was winter. Like the rules, all the rules is out the window. Motherfuckers is shitting next to each other. Like we're back to damn near caveman times, and y'all have the unmitigated gall to motherfucking say he has some candy in his pocket. He wasn't serious. Like this, what are we doing right now?
Crazy.
This
Hey,
don't even make
Chief
sense.
Chef. Change your name to Chief Chef.
This is crazy. The chef, you might have fucked up 1,000 future conversations you gonna have saying this shit. I might not put this shit out because I don't know how you gonna be able to. I don't. You're a slippery nigga, but I don't know how you
Y'all
gonna get
niggas
out from
crazy. Y'all
underneath
niggas
this.
crazy. Y'all niggas crazy. Y'all niggas crazy. This looting.
Told you
Kill
that
one of them
nigga's
niggas.
new name is Chef X. That's this nigga new name. Chef X. I don't know what the fuck happened to this nigga
Kid,
over
when a nigga
there.
start looting, that shit is opportunistic. Why you got TVs? That don't even like y'all ain't gonna make that make sense. That was a necessity.
I've never seen a nigga tighten a noose around his own neck tighter. What did you do? There's no opportunity. You said loot this opportunity. They have no opportunity right
Your
now.
last bout with Chief X might have had an effect on you, bro. So you was doing good. You used to not look at none of the videos they posted. You done messed around and clicked on one of them and it messed you up, bro. It threw you off.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil. I ain't gonna.
Clicked on the Chief X video and threw you
I'll never
off.
call you them names. I'll never call you the names niggas gonna call you because I don't think we should call each other that. But you're a wild Negro right now. I don't know what you doing. I don't know what you trying to do. Maybe you doubling down and leaning all the way in. I don't know. But y'all go ahead and agree with Chef. I want to see who agree. Who agree with Chef right
I don't think y'all. I think what it is y'all didn't have a convincing enough argument. So I think he
Hurricane
wanted.
Katrina ain't
I think he
convincing.
wanted y'all to dress your argument up a little bit better than what y'all was coming.
Oh,
So he decided his calendar.
I can hear the
so that's
non-belief
what he
in your
really
voice
meant,
right
Corey.
now.
Okay.
Hey Corey, I can hear the non-belief in your voice, in the words that you're saying right now. I can hear all the non-beliefs. But go ahead, my brother. I know. This is that scene in the
that must
movie.
be what he really mean, and we just missed it. You know how that happened around here.
Yeah.
Somebody got to come clean that shit up.
Listen, this is that scene in the movie, Logic. It's in every great gangster Negro movie. Let me out the car, bro. Sometimes you just gotta get out. Hey, let me out, bro. I gotta let me out. I'm not dying with them on this one. I'm willing to die on a lot of shit. I ain't dying on motherfucking the looting during Katrina was unjustified. I ain't dying on that. That's a hell of an argument to try to make. Man, that's tough.
He said,
I gotta wipe the tears out of my eyes, bro. I've been laughing.
What a flat screen gonna do for you in 4 foot of water?
But Corey, hey Corey, if you lose everything, you ain't got no water, no money.
Half the
Money
flat
don't
screens
matter.
didn't make it to Texas. They probably got water damage.
Yeah, credit cards don't matter. You done lost. A nigga that lost every single thing he owned. Motherfucker, it's not beyond the realm of plausibility that they're taking this TV to trade for something, or they're taking this shit to have something about. Like they don't have anything. Have you ever, Corey?
Bro,
as an adult,
I don't care if they took the TV to ride on down the flood stream, though. I don't care. You know.
And it seemed wild now, right? But just imagine, what was that? 20 years ago, damn near. Like flat screens was. I mean, motherfuckers couldn't afford a regular person couldn't. The way y'all go into Walmarts and Targets now and buy flat screens, that shit, you wasn't doing that at that time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It could have been a lot of people trying to ride the storm out and being like, okay, when the lights come back on, I might have me a big flat screen. You know what I'm saying? That very well could have been some people's motivation. But I mean, in that circumstance, like everybody was wild. I mean, like New Orleans was absolutely crazy. Like, bro, people had to,
you from New Orleans,
put signs on.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
People
had to put signs on their houses and act like they was. No, I was in college at the time, so like I wasn't in New Orleans, but I went back to New Orleans like not long after it, right? So because everything shut down and basically the whole state for a little bit.
No, so how did your family fare? How did your family fare?
Well, I got lucky. My family wasn't on the side of town that had a lot of water. We actually only got wind.
So your family live in the French Quarters, huh? You one of them rich niggas.
It wasn't the French Quarters, but it was a pretty nice area.
The truth come out. The truth come out after a while.
I love the way he put that. It wasn't a French Quarter, but it wasn't that nigga shit.
Yeah, the truth come out when you ask questions. When you ask questions, yeah.
Brass, you see how Logic had to pause and think about it for a minute? He had to pause and think about how I'm answering that.
Because he didn't want to be rude. He's like, it wasn't a French Quarter, but I definitely wasn't. My family was not at the Superdome. Yeah, my family wasn't at the Superdome.
No, he definitely wasn't.
We were fortunate. We were fortunate. The area of town we lived in, we literally didn't get any flood water. But if it wasn't for like just how crazy the wind was, and our power lines are above ground, the whole city was still out of. Most of the state was out of power.
And Logic, tell the truth. They didn't blow the levee. They didn't blow the levee that protected your area.
Right.
No, am I saying something?
It was the. I mean, I don't know about the levee blowing. Maybe you can add some more context to that. I don't know. I have heard local people describe a noise. Right? I heard that.
Hold on, Logic.
They blew them motherfuckers to save the French.
I can't yell. It's in every documentary. Logic, I went down the rabbit hole with Katrina documentaries like a week or two ago. Mm-hmm. Every single documentary. HBO, CNN, BBC,
They all mention the bang, huh?
They all say that around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, there was a boom, and the water went from. And this is the catastrophe. Is the lady said the water for the longest time was just up to the door of her car. She said she heard a boom. Within 30 minutes, the water was up to the second floor of her house. How do you now? This is after being in. Remember, this is after being stuck for 3 days already, or 2 days already, something like that.
Yeah, the
Then
hurricane was over with.
Yeah, the hurricane was done. The water was just rising, and then the boom happened, and motherfucking, they all had to scramble and get to the attic. So you in 90. Well, they said it was like 95, 98 degree weather. And all this stale ass water, all this, that, and the other. And then in 30 minutes, your situation go from you sitting in the living room looking outside to motherfucking having to get to the fucking attic. Man, please.
Bro, listen,
whatever
bro.
the fuck they did,
I have spoke to a bunch of people that live in that area. I've heard all of them. Not one of them didn't say they heard a boom. So now, with that being said, I feel like if I acknowledge that, I want to not believe them, and here's why. Because if that's true,
we're gonna put him in the boat with Sheffrin until he explains that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, hey, Corey,
I don't want to believe him. So this is why I don't want to believe him. Because if I do believe him, then this is all hopeless. If we're still against that type of stuff, then yeah, we don't we don't stand a chance as far as civil equality and voting really would be just a scam and all that.
Hey,
so for me, if I gotta go ahead,
they blew them.
So that's why I don't want to believe it.
But it happened. It happened already. See, this is
in
1920 in 19. Yeah, on the documentary, it shows you, because see, I was where you was at, like, conspiracy theory, this, that, and the other. They would never do that. And then everything it pans to the music that Corey be talking about in the documentaries, and they started talking about 1927 when the officials in New Orleans did blow up the motherfucking levees to protect the businesses, and they did flood all the poor black neighborhoods. They did that, and that's on record. That's not a myth. That's not a fucking conspiracy. They did that shit to them people already. It happened on record. And then people weren't compensated. They flooded the black neighborhoods and protected the businesses. It's not a stretch. It already happened.
Yeah, I got you, right. So if you adhere to their still playing ball like that, then coloring inside the lines would be like senseless. You
were under the impression that they don't play ball like that anymore?
I'm saying that if you adhere to that actually being there, like my confidence in playing ball any other way, like I have zero at that point. But that's me. Like I can't see a world where that's what I'm up against, and my logical response is, hey, don't hurt me or don't do it again. You got me? Like that. Like now the logical response becomes something totally different, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically done. That was just the gist of it. Because if I adhere to that wholeheartedly, that's what it tells me. But go ahead.
But could I ask you a question?
Even a small organized voting, because you keep talking about voting. Even a small organized voting block in a small community can change extreme outcomes to where you could change that shit happen. The second part is, if the game is rigged like a card game is rigged and you just leave, all you doing is just allowing all the other card players to win. The cool thing is that you get to know that it's rigged. The real difference is that it's always been rigged, Logic. It's just now with proper organization and participation, we could participate in the rigging. The rigging is never going to leave. As long as there's human beings involved, as long as there's money involved, there'll always be some form of rigging, manipulation of some kind. So what you got to do is just make sure you stay in the game. And then you also,
Blowing
I
up
hate
the
to say
levees
this.
isn't rigging. That's death.
No,
Like
they
a
don't.
rigging
They don't
part.
know. They don't listen. When you so focused on one side of the coin, you can't see the other side. They were trying to protect the businesses downtown because you and I both know New Orleans' major export is tourism.
Tourism.
If the tourism goes, then that'll be. They look at that as the true death. Poor Black communities, they don't look at that as a true death. And here's the thing, Logic. There was white people in them communities too, and they didn't have a second thought.
And Brad, you actually already asked my question since, but my question for you, Logic, would be if you're saying you're looking for a logical response, how would the logical response be denial if you know that they've already done it before? Because Brad saying lying, I think it was Hurricane Betsy or some shit like that. I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but yeah, they did the shit before. So why would it even be a partial?
They documented it before too, right?
Yeah.
Did they document it this time?
Why do you think they wouldn't document it this time?
I mean, why wouldn't they? They documented it last time.
Well, yeah, there's things there's things during Jim Crow that you can do openly that you can't do right now. We're talking about 1927. We're not talking about 2025.
Well, just to be oversimplified, right? Like in my opinion, if there's no humanity to appeal to, then the course of action just abruptly changes.
No, you just get into something different. That's all.
Yeah, they wouldn't. But even that does not get you out of the crosshairs. If anything, it puts you directly in.
Yeah, right.
Like at that point, you're just close. You just closer to the gun.
No,
I mean, that's just how
it's a different finger on the trigger. And then also, Logic, remember, I know this is a cold statement, but I've always said the best way to help poor people is not to become one of them. Live in the community where it's not going to be flooded. I know that's ignorant.
Do what you already done, Logic.
Logic, come over to the Francis questions side. Come over to my side. Come over to my side. Come over. The more you research the more you research these people, Logic, come over, Logic. Come over. Because the more you research these people, the more you start to believe.
And what make you think they won't do it to a Black community when you see how what they've done to like those hollers in Virginia and shit like that? Like y'all gotta see that documentary I put in there yesterday. It was Poor and White. It was a comment that I read in that video. I read a comment, and the comment said that like, how would you feel if the world was set up for you to advance? Was all the whole world, the whole system was set up for you to win, and you end up like this? That was a killer statement in that. That was a killer comment, right? To me, like that was real. That captured that whole. That comment actually captured the documentary better than the documentary did. But yeah, you see, like they don't give a fuck, bro. When it come down to the dollar, when it come down to making that money, listen, if you a poor white folk, you fucked up.
Oh yeah.
If you're black and poor, you fucked up. That's just the bottom line.
You're disposable.
You're disposable. You're disposable. Bro. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn, bro.
West Virginia,
I really don't. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I think I said it. My powerful statement is definitely if there's no humanity to appeal to, then there's a different course of action that is necessary. So once you remove my faith in humanity, like all the other courses of action, kind of become obvious, right? Like you can't. I can't convince you that my life is worth enough for you to behave a
The
certain
Bishop
way.
of
So I gotta
Humanity didn't
defend
get
my.
already, so hey,
If you're referring to that,
Oh man,
there's going to be some sort of
that
conflict
is hilarious.
happen, Logic. Then yeah, I mean, there's no one saying that's fine. The conflict don't have to be violence or no shit like that. Like I mean, it could be legislation. You mean, but
Bro,
the act
if
like
you
the shit
remove
didn't happen.
humanity and expect to have a non-violent conflict, like it stops
Oh,
making sense.
hey,
You
let's be
don't
let me say
violent.
have
this. Let me
non-violent
say this,
conflict.
and
You
then
only
for
have
Logic and
non-violent
Sierra,
conflict for humanity. Go ahead.
Well,
I'm gonna say this,
let's be
Logic.
violent.
I think this statement is what you. This goes to like a lot of the different conversations that we have, right? And I think this is what you fear. I'm not fear like, oh, you scared like or whatever, but this is what you kind of where you kind of dread for it to go, I guess is a better word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's gonna be any kind of drastic change, the change that black folks and po folks need, it's gonna be some bloodshed, brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line. If we can't swallow that pill, we ain't in reality.
We're
We
not
ain't,
ready
Yeah, I
yet.
we,
mean,
we ain't
ain't
living
no
in
need to put
reality
in our
for
head.
real.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You're
gonna
not,
have to
you're
be
not ready yet.
it's gonna have to be some bloodshed. Like it's gonna be some legislation and some laws
Mhm.
passed and some different things done, right? Some humanitarian aid and all the rest of the pretty shit, right? But the bottom line is some ass is gonna have to get dead.
Now there's a lot of
The
truth to
thing
that.
is,
I wouldn't disagree with it, but at least the thing that I would hope is still present that stops it from being an annihilation is humanity, right? Like the humanity is what steps in and says, like wait a second, like how do we accomplish this without eliminating the other side? You get what I'm saying? Like
That's
that.
the humanity though. That's
Right,
the
that would be the
humanity stand
humanity
up
in
and
it.
say,
So if the humanity is actually gone, right, then the course of action
no.
becomes obvious. You have no choice other than elimination.
The humanity, the human part is what's going to determine is what's going to be the thing that determines the blood to be shed, right? So
right.
it's going to be the humanness in you, Logic, that decides some ass is going to have to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the humanity of you. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm agreeing with you that it seems very unlikely to happen without some conflict, right?
Mhm.
So just hearing what I'm saying the thing that stops that conflict from being 4,000 year feud or leading to one group determining annihilation is the necessary, thing. Like the recognizing of the humanity within, both groups, right? Now, I could be wrong, but that's kind of how I see it. Because if I don't see it that way, then all of our courses of actions would have been, just not even a band-aid, but like us aiding in our own deception, right? The fact that we
Logic.
thought that there was a humanity to appeal to the whole time dropped our
Logic.
guards in a way where we were attempting to now solve it in the wrong way. You get what I'm saying? Like it would like that would just say so much about courses of
Yeah.
actions.
No, but Logic, you have to take this into consideration. Between the victim and the victimizer, the victims throughout history has always been the one to hold the reins back. The victims have always been of superior number.
but they've always appealed to the humanity of the victimizers. And no real change has ever occurred without the victim coming together and decide that blood needs to be spilled, or Corey put it. The victimizer has no humanity. The bully has no conscience. Have you ever encountered a bully yet? He has no conscience until you put that chair foot in his head 5 times and he's begging for his life. The victimizer will never possess humanity because it is not in his nature. Throughout culture, never in the nature. They never see themselves actually doing what they're doing wrong. It's just a Tuesday to them. The grandmother got shot down by the police. Oh, that was just a Tuesday. It's the victim who carries the pain. It's the victims who prevent bloodshed, not the victimizer.
Yeah, and then we not identifying the groups right. Like we talking this black and white, group. No, it's the oligarchy, right? There's an oligarchy, right? That acts in a way that in the same way as like a mafioso. You know what I mean? The mafia, they act like that. How much humanity can you have in the mafia?
None.
You know what I mean? You can't. The oligarchy. How much humanity can an oligarchy have?
A billionaire have? How much humanity does a billionaire have? When his company is making 20 billion a year, but his worker have to apply for welfare. How much humanity does the Walmart family have? When they walk through Walmart and realize that most of these people cannot afford to live a good life. They don't have no
90%
humanity.
of the Walmart workers need to supplement their income. 90%.
But yet still are making 40 billion a year. Where is it?
I think the CEOs, the average CEO make like 3,000 times the floor worker.
Right. Where's the humanity?
Does everyone in here agree with all of this? Is there any like opposing view other than what I'm saying?
You can't disagree with. Like a lot of that you just
can't. Because now we're getting into this all the humanities and all this kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out if anybody else has at least a contention with anything that y'all saying before I say something. Because I'm just like running through all the scenarios and the implications of all of that.
Name me a billionaire that you consider to be a human billionaire. Name me a billionaire that you consider to be a human billionaire. And don't mention the Gates. Because any country that Gates has invested in, has shown works where he's doing good thing, he always have an ulterior motive.
Yeah, the Bill Gates is a tax evader, is what he is.
Yeah. Do not mention the Gates, right? But
that philanthropy,
the oligarchy has no humanity.
That's a write-off.
I mean,
that's
Bill
a write-off.
Gates did try to invest millions of dollars to bridge certain shit in education, and it didn't work. So he tried to. I mean, I see what you're saying, though, but
there's an Indian lady who has some good. I wish I could remember her name. Who tell you about when Bill Gates came to India and what he attempted to do. Not because you look like they're giving away, they're being philanthropic or they're being kind. They always have ulterior motive.
Philanthropy is tax evasion to me. When billionaires do philanthropy, it's nothing but tax evasion. Don't look at it as they care and all that. It's wild, bro. Because you're doing all this philanthropy, but yet the people who work for you directly for your corporation can't goddamn it pay their gas bill during the winter. But go ahead, y'all keep going.
And I mean, I think you do at a certain point have to take race out of it too, Logic. Because here's the thing: let's say that the shit happened. You say humanity, right? Well, the inhumane shit has already happened. And it wasn't when they blew up the levee the first time that they was up there trying to kill niggas. They was trying to save French quarters. Same thing when they blew it up the second time. And here's the thing: wasn't no black people probably involved with that decision the first time they made it. But let's say it's not a conspiracy and the upper whoever the fuck decided, hey, let's blow up this levee to save the French Quarter, right? Well, all right, Governor Blanco was the governor. The hell, the mayor was black. That was Ray Nagin. So that would have been black people that made that decision to kill other black people and to save some shit. So it's not even like a black and white. And
He
another
probably
thing
wasn't
about
in on the decision, but he probably just he was savvy of
he probably at least knew about it.
Yeah,
He probably at least knew about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, he knew about it. He might not
Right.
have been in
See,
on
right. See now. So now we got a black man that's complicit, and yeah. See that? I don't know.
Yeah, a
He's not
capitulator.
complicit because he has no
Always in order for any
He might as well have pushed the button himself if he knew about it and ain't say nothing, bro.
Hey, listen, logic. In order for any bullshit to go on, there's always got to be a capitulator.
Hmm?
Always, in every
But
case,
Corey,
every
that's
scenario.
unfair
Go
to
ahead.
call him it's unfair. One black person in a system.
He ain't
He's
got no
not
choice but to capitulate.
Who y'all talking about?
the mayor of New Orleans.
Right,
If the levee was blown up, the mayor would have to know.
Ray Nagin, yeah.
Yeah, but listen, why you not calm? Corey not calm. I'm a calm. We're all a part of a system.
Hey man, y'all talking about the Chocolate City right now, man. I don't know if I'm feeling it.
New Orleans gonna be chocolate.
Y'all talking about the Chocolate City right now.
Chocolate City is Washington D.C. New Orleans just niggas. It's just niggas now. That's the Mardi Gras and all that. Washington D.C. is Chocolate City. They married to smoke crack and get away with it and get reelected. You know it's Chocolate City if you can smoke
that's
crack,
where the cake. Hey,
do a
when I
bid
watched
and come back and get reelected.
the Jerry Springer
Oh,
video
yeah, y'all
yesterday, the KKK dudes said, "Hey, y'all look like y'all going to the Mardi Gras." They told the Hebrew Israelite they looked like they was going to the Mardi Gras. I was rolling, I was dying, bro. That shit was funny.
Yeah, no, he definitely fucked up, but I think where Ray Nagin made his mistake, Ray Nagin, and he'll even tell you, he took bribery and he was complicit in the system. He got convicted for some shit later on down the line. But the thing with him was, it wasn't just him. There's in any kind of thing, Corey will say it's capitulation, but in any kind of thing too, there's also a fall guy. So he also that governor. There was a long road of people before you get to Ray Nagin. He didn't do the. I think they eventually got him when they did like the any kind of event like that. They do an audit of all the emergency services to see what worked, what didn't work, shit like that. He didn't he made some mistakes. They got a thing down there in the documentary where they were showing all of the buses that were supposed to be busing people out. They showed all the flooded buses that never left because he never set them up to be activated to leave. So they were using those as part of the negligence too. But then also Logic, in his defense, he was trying to be. He tried to be a little bit above his station. He forgot he was only the mayor. Like the conversations he was having with the governor at that time, and the National Guard, and then they finally called in that black general that got everything in order. But it was a black person that got it. Now Logic, to your point.
I like that dude, the general. Where
he
at?
The general.
Yeah,
Put them goddamn guns down. Put those goddamn guns down.
No, he just shot.
Protect the National Guard.
Hey, Smalls, he just shot Chef in the middle of his forehead.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, but what's the name when he said
he was a quintessential New Orleans nigga too, though.
Yeah, and he was the clearing of Logic. If you want some kind of clarity, or you want to feel a little bit better about participating per se, you'll want to participate. Thank you, lady. You'll want to participate because
let's say if we took the attitude of what's the point of participating, we wouldn't have a black general that could come in and get everybody in order and fix the situation going down at the Superdome. Because part of my stance on the looters at what was going on at the Superdome and why I didn't call them, why you really can't call them looters, is because the general was the one that said, based on the feeling and what's going on at this time right now, they were drawing guns on these motherfuckers. He was telling the soldiers, if you even if you take that gun off your hip and point it at these people that are in these desperate situations, I'm gonna take care of you myself.
Yep.
So even he understood that this ain't, this is not the time. Yes, we need law and yes, we need order, but you also got to understand you're dealing with Americans. And it's kind of like that movie with Bruce Willis. I don't know if it's a very good movie with Bruce Willis and Denzel Washington, where a terrorist blows up something in New York, and Bruce Willis tells he's the general, and the police are like, "We'll take care of it." And then another bomb goes off, and another bomb goes off, and they send the generals into New York. They send the general Bruce Willis into New York to lock down the city, because you could lock down New York fairly easy. It's only like 4 or 5 ways to get out of there completely. And and Bruce Willis said something that I never really understood till later on in life. He said, "You don't ever want to deploy the military into a U.S. city. They wouldn't understand. Like they don't know what we do in these other countries. So they'll think what we're doing here is terrible, but that's why you don't unleash that's why the military has never been unleashed on Americans, because we wouldn't be able to deal with that
we got
shit
the orange bitch in office. Until the orange bitch.
Talk about the orange bitch. Let's leave it. Did you know that he's an FBI agent? Did you know that the orange bitch is an informant? Is a federal.
I don't know who y'all talking about.
The orange bitch?
Yeah. I don't know.
Before you segue, I want to get your opinion
president of the United States. But go ahead.
Before we segue, Brass, I'm trying to. So do you hear? Okay, so yeah, and Corey he's correct, right? Like I'm attempting to while planning that. Like, how do we plan? Like not to not like have that essential head-on collision, like as in our plan does like hinges upon that being, what the inevitable thing is. So I'm saying that if you talk about it in this aspect of that, right? If that's like just a part of the game, well then to me, what I'm saying is you could get as high as you want to, and that'll always be like a reset button that they have at their disposal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll always still be just a button away from, like, regardless of the rights and all the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? If they're willing to do that, what would stop them from doing it at any time? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what if the progress is in 1927 they did it, nobody was compensated, and it really wasn't even looked at that crazy, I guess, because we didn't learn about it in school or nothing like that. But roughly 2005, so almost 100 years later, we're in much different circumstances. If we'd have just threw our hands up in 1927, there'd be no civil rights movement. And one of the things that you got to take your, they say take all victories. One of the things that Stu Pease can give you in being worldly, I loved what he said to Chef earlier. I don't know, maybe it was yesterday. These videos went together. But one of the things that Chef, Stu Pease told Chef was, we also got to remember how young we are as a people here in the United States. So you're putting African Americans and our successes. We the Civil Rights Bill passed in 1965. It's only 2025. So you got to give some kind of you got to use some kind of caution on saying it's been a long time, because it's we're relatively young. If you calling African Americans a nation in the United States of America, we got some time. We just got rights in '65. We just got, literally So you literally, some of our parents and sisters and brothers didn't have rights. They were born into a country that didn't have rights. I would think we're doing pretty good. And then the fact that it could happen in 2005 and they can't just openly this, that, and the other. They can scientific it away. But if everybody heard a boom, I'm gonna assume at that point because they are, and then I'm gonna go to prior history because they already did it. But we've made great advances since 1927. But by your logic, if it's just give up, then could you imagine us still being in the same place we are
No,
2025?
I'm not saying give up,
Mm-hmm.
but the course of action does not even follow, like it doesn't follow exactly what's happening at that point, right? Because like let's say if we were able to narrow it down to a genetic argument, right? Our course of action would have to completely change based on just having that truth to build on. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like this, like it's an uncomfortable truth. So I'm trying to figure out, like, so how do I wrestle with that in the same like context of that? Because so this is where it becomes dangerous, right? So it leans into people's opinion about Martin Luther King simply like leading us into like a even worse situation, right? Because now you brought our guard down to some degree.
I would never. I
Am
just
I
can't. I can't.
overstating that, or
People, no. Do people? Wait. Do people say that Martin Luther King led us into a worse situation? There are people that believe that.
well that's what they mean when they overemphasize that Martin Luther King brought us into a burning house. That's exactly what they mean.
No. Burning house was an economic.
I'm not saying that they know what he means. I'm saying
Yeah.
that that's what they mean.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
part
don't. I don't think. No. That's not what they mean. When they say burn into when they say that analogy, we all know what Malcolm. I mean, we all know what Martin was saying, but it doesn't mean that he brought us into a worse situation. I think when it was literally we were so focused on civil justice, it probably just took a very long time for him to realize, and he admits this, that civil rights without economic justice is crazy. Because the thing is, he realized he was so busy fighting for us, I would assume, that late in his fight or after his fight was done, he realized that the system that he was trying to integrate us to was bullshit. The economics of the system was bullshit. The political foundations of it. We're joining. We're trying our hardest to get civil rights from people and join a system that. Remember, he started talking about militarism in Vietnam, and he started looking at the systemic poverty built into capitalism. These are the conversations that we're having today. There's a certain level, like there has to be a poor. And now he's like, so now that's when he got with the Poor People's Campaign, not the Poor Black People's Campaign. So he realized, yes, we got to give civil rights, but that's like a third of the fight. We got to get this economics in order, then we got to get our politics in order. Now, if you get all three, then we can move forward. But if we just get the civil rights and we barely get those, that burning house is America. America, he didn't. You always wanna. Okay, you know what I'm about to say. I'm gonna say it in code, but you know exactly what I'm about to say, Logic. Remember when you told me what you thought one thing was until you got inside of that motherfucker and moved around a little bit and realized, oh, these niggas is bugging the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't realize you integrated yourself into a burning house. But you don't see it from the outside looking in. You going into it with eager eyes. You going into it with thinking everything is on the up and up. And then once they tell you never meet your heroes, never look behind the curtain. But when you look behind the curtain and you're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's on fire. Y'all don't see this fire? And then you got all these motherfuckers sitting here like, nah, come on in here, man, have a seat, get you some marshmallows, and we can make them grilled cheese and shit. You like, nah, nigga, that shit is on fire. And you're like, nah, you one of us though. We accept you into this, you know. Yeah, come on to America. Y'all don't see all this poverty, all this fucking desolation, all this desperation of your own people. Remember, you imagine thinking it's black versus white, and then you start seeing what white people in political places is doing to their own people. That's when the whole conversation. That's when the whole conversation fucking changes. So, yeah, don't confuse that with us. Civil rights was not a worse situation. It was a better situation. It's just I don't think he realized 100% the gravity that
I
what
think though what Logic was saying was like, not Martin Luther King then, but like, the black community today. Like when they hear that saying, they think something different than what Martin Luther King was actually speaking.
What do they think?
They thinking the whole integration, especially in this conscious community, right? It's a common sentiment that integration was worse for us. We was better off segregated, basically.
Oh yeah, they're just stupid.
Yeah. So I think that's what Logic was more talking.
Yeah, no, integrate. Yeah, integrate. Listen, if we was somewhere other than the United States, I might agree. But integration, this is not an exclusive system. Trying to be segregated in an integrated system doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. You cut off your power. You cut off there's a certain freedom in being able to do business with anybody, go anywhere, go anything. That's how you get some success. Go to any college you want. You don't have to only go to this, only go to that. So you have that success. But then the second part to all of it, Corey, I think I've said this to you before. Our failure was not the integration. Our failure was when we integrated and stopped creating our own institutions. Mm-hmm. You can fully integrate into a system and still have black banks, still have black transportation, still have black, and we exclusively use those. When there's a white bus, you might wait a couple minutes and catch the black bus. But we should still have our own institutions, our own systems that serve us within it.
And when you said that too, I was saying, but just because it's a black bank don't mean we can't have no white customers.
Exactly. Yeah.
We like white money too.
Yeah, we thought when the bus boycott, the problem, like I always say this, the problem with the bus boycott is once we started riding white buses, we forgot we had black ones. Mm-hmm. And once we started putting our money in black banks, we forgot in white banks, we already had our money in, we already had a banking system, we already had an insurance system,
and that comes with the I think it's got to do. And this brings a whole new meaning to the white ice is colder to me, right? It makes me think about that slightly different, right? Because like I could imagine being in that time, right? And we got black buses, right? Now, just got the right to ride the white buses. And maybe like riding that white bus was more like a status symbol, like, we getting it a little, my family doing a little bit weller, so we gonna ride white type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a fashion statement or something like that.
But what makes it even worse, Corey, is we didn't want to. We could always. It's very poisonous because here, what makes it even worse is we could always ride the white bus. We just couldn't ride the front.
Right.
Like, so it's not like we fought the right. We Claude Anderson in Powernomics, he talks about that in the first chapter.
And that was more principle. I think that was more principle than anything. It wasn't about the bus ride per se. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just like, if I do get on this motherfucker, I should be able to sit where the fuck I want to. Like, it's the principle of it, not like, I want to be able to sit on the front of the white bus. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's where that came from. But go ahead.
No, there's nothing wrong with principle. We can always. My whole thing is, I understand you want to be respected, I understand you want to have the principle. My whole conversation would always be, but we should still have our own.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Nothing. It doesn't. That whole integration don't work. Integration doesn't work for any race of people. If y'all keep talking about like what's the difference between what we do or what we did at the time versus whatever, all those other people integrated and still had their own.
You know another thing too though. I think it's a sentiment in the black community, right? And this is kind of what kills a lot of businesses, I think. A black person always think like he's supposed to get a player deal from the black man. You know what I mean? Like,
what you mean?
Like if I come do your driveway, for instance, Brass, like it's likely that you would be like expecting, oh, that's a brother man. Brother man should give me a better deal than that white man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, really, you should be like, yo, I'm willing to pay him more than the white man. I think that's what I think a lot of that. It's a lot of different things, but like
I understand what you're saying.
It's some cultural issues. You know what I mean? There, you know what I mean? That goes to exacerbate some of our external issues. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think
And
with food, the narrative in and around soul food places, it costs too much. Yo, this costs too much, but you'll go pay. I've seen motherfuckers that can't afford their rent go to Ruth Chris.
Yeah.
Spend $300 on some goddamn same baked beef that's Longhorn and all this and the other, and then go to a soul food restaurant and complain you only gave me 4 wings instead of 6. You know what I mean? Or, and you see it on Instagram. There's a study, right? It's a funny little narrative. These little social media studies. Have you noticed all the soul food social media restaurants you see? They got these big ass plates. I mean, plates piling over. I mean, food you could feed 7 niggas off this one plate. 1,000 scoops of this, that, and the other. And I'm starting to realize that they're attacking that narrative, that they didn't get enough. You can't if you give a motherfucker so much food, they can't complain that it costs too much, this, that, and the other. But that's my narrative with always saying about calling something a black business. Call what you do a business. Just call what you do a business. Because I think when you call it a black business, you pick up so much bad narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's a narrative in and around that where you might just be doing good business. Yeah, you might, protect yourself. I keep bringing up the Tabitha Brown situation at Target. These people fought to get in there, and then something happened with DEI with Target. Black people and supporters of black people started boycotting Target. Target lost a little bit of their market share, lost a little bit of their stock price. And then what did Target do? Start removing black creators. So what did we actually win? Target ain't going nowhere. Target ain't closing no stores behind this. But all the black creators that fought to get into Target, now they like, fuck it, we'll just go the other way. And now you got a Tabitha Brown. She's getting killed now because she's telling everybody, y'all been working on these businesses for so long. Some of y'all need to get a fucking job. And they're trying to cancel her for that. For telling the truth. She's like, some of y'all been doing this for a few seasons now, and you owe people. It's a beautiful video. But now on Black Twitter, she's being canceled because she's telling people, that little shoe shine business or that landscaping business that you keep talking about, or you struggling rappers and shit like that. Y'all niggas probably need to go get jobs at this point because you just bugging out. So,
yeah. The good dose of reality is is always going to be frowned upon.
All right, let me say something to you, Corey. I need to address this. Why sometimes I look for the black discount is
Mm-hmm.
that I know that this white Negro that give me an estimate is overcharging me. I
That's a
know that
good
he's
point.
overcharging me, right?
That's a good point.
Or I feel that he's overcharging me. So when you come,
You feel like
I
he
feel,
is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I feel like
I
he's
like the
overcharging.
I like the second way you put it. You say you feel like he is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when you come now and
Uh-huh.
you give me the exact estimate like the white devil,
Mm-hmm.
I start looking at you differently. I start looking at you differently. Right?
That's
Hey, Stu
cold
Peas.
blooded though. That's
Stu
cold
Peas.
blooded though. Stupid.
Hey, Stu Peas. Let me ask you a question
Yeah.
though. What if it actually? What if if you look at my driveway and you go look at Corey driveway,
Yeah.
you might not be charging me more because I'm black. You might be charging me more because it's more work. It kills me, the
No,
people,
no.
that there is no one price fits all. Like a service is whatever you willing to pay for it.
Yeah, no, but
That's how much a service costs. Whatever you willing to pay for it,
yeah,
and
but
whatever he's willing to charge you.
yeah, but if this black man if all factors are equal, and I can tell you this, like steel in Jamaica, steel where used to build houses. Certain people, certain people in the upper classes, when they're buying steel to build houses, they pay less than poor people per ton for steel.
Mm-hmm.
So they're building a house, and I'm building a house, and I want 10 ton of steel. Because I know who brings in the steel, I go to him and I get a different steel price than the person who don't know anybody. So a black man operating on the basis that, listen, he might not know me directly, but he should understand my struggle. So he can give me a little discount on the steel. I'm not taking away
No,
his profit. Corey
no,
can give me a little discount for the concrete.
no, hell no, no.
That's
Cause
why
see, you know
Corey said,
what? Cause you
that's
no,
why
no, but
Corey said, then Corey would have been just as evil as the white devil.
no,
He's
he's
a black
not.
man.
No, no,
No,
no,
Stu
no, no.
Peas.
Because
No, see, yeah, no, we're
I
not
was
on the same
already
page.
see. It's more likely. Like the thing is, two peas. It's more likely that I take more care of yours, right? Just
Yeah,
because you're a black man, right? I'll go that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a black man, right? And you know what I mean? A lot of times you're just gonna get something that you ain't really paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like
You can
and
argue that point when you lose, Corey. You can argue that point and we lose. Because my 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 experience with a lot of black people in business is that when they see another black person come into their business, they don't get the same kiss ass treatment that the white person get. Hello, how you doing today? Today our menu specials are XYZ, this and that. Then let's come with the menu.
yeah, that's just bad
So we
customer
want
service. Yeah,
right, what
that's
yeah,
just
yeah,
bad.
yeah. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's bad customer service.
it operates on many levels and you know it, bro. Right?
No, no, no,
Don't
no,
even
no, no, no. I'm
I've
not
seen
disagreeing.
that.
No, no,
I've
I'm
seen
not
that though.
disagreeing.
I've seen that though,
I
Stupid.
haven't seen that, but I'm saying, listen.
I have seen that,
But I'm
Stupid.
saying, hold on, Corey. Corey,
Go
but
ahead.
it's bad. That's just bad customer service. But
It
okay,
is.
so
It is.
Stu Peas, let me say something to you. Do you know how we talk about the hidden costs of being black just in real life?
Yeah.
Do you know the hidden costs of being black and in business? Do you know
It's
the
same thing.
difference? How much no, it's not. You know how much the insurance is? How much higher a black person's insurance is in business? Do you know, depending on the area where you have this business? Do you know the goods and services that you don't have access to? You know, if you, let's say it is a soul food restaurant, you might not get the freshest shit, and they're gonna overcharge. So here's the thing: you want me to overpay to run my business, and then give you a discount so I could just break even? Come on, brother. And then on top of that, the loan rates that I used to start my business, I don't have the same rates that they got. I didn't get charged the same shit. And on top of that, like you gotta at some point, if you want me to keep up with if I'm supposed to be
the enterprising member of our society, the we, then you gotta help me beat these motherfuckers too. Like
No, I'm not gonna
you
say
can't
that.
come in there and ask for half off. I'm trying to keep up with the other motherfucker, and I know that you willing to pay. Cause see, hold on, last thing. I'm gonna
Because
put
as soon as
some of
he
the
step
onus
in,
on
the
you.
white man gonna be back over there.
Yeah, hey, Corey, that's exactly what I'm about to
He
say.
gonna send me
You
on
might,
down the road, and
yeah.
the white man gonna be right back over there.
I'm gonna say, hey Corey, they don't talk about the part where you tell them, hey, this is gonna be about 75,000. Well, shit, I can get it done for 55, brother. I'm sorry, I can't do business with you. And then a white man come in and say, this is gonna be 90,000, and you tip the nigga 5,000. You
He just
pay
got the prettier
95
truck.
to
His
him.
trucks is shinier and stuff. You know
It's
what I'm
ice.
saying?
It's ice is colder.
Yeah,
Listen. That shit. Listen, Ace Two P's. That motherfucking particular piece of green cut both ways. My God.
I got granddad's old beat down dump truck, right? You know what I mean? And the white boy pull up in a 2022 dump truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
With
here.
all
I'm
the
in
bells
here.
and whistles on it. You know what I'm
Corey.
saying?
That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing, Brad. Because even though I know that it cut both ways. I knew,
Yeah,
but
it cut both ways. It don't. Yeah. Hey, cause
at least you honest though. At least you honest though, stupid.
Yeah. No, Ace Two P's. The shirt that I just used, because remember, I don't have nobody out there securing business. And while I'm laying the concrete, nigga, I'm laying the concrete, and then I'm coming to the meeting to see if I can. So I'm dressed in what I just laid concrete in. This motherfucker got a nice pressed Oxford shirt and shit. He done had time to put the shit on his shoes and walk through the house and all of that. I ain't got that. I gotta go do another driveway when I'm done talking to you. Like, so no, it's a and then on top of that, Stu,
the white boy
shit,
got an estimator. The white boy got an estimator that go around with a suit on. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the estimating and the concrete. You know what I'm saying?
But you want me to cut you a goddamn deal? My back feel like Jesus on the cross. I'm listening to you fucking talk about cut a deal. I'm ready to choke you on the low. I'm damn near ready to get into a fight in your living room. So no, hell no. I don't. I think I've always said, bro, in any negotiation, even with athletes, y'all can say whatever y'all want. An athlete, a business, whatever you willing to pay is how much it's worth. Bro, in Houston, I went to Houston, Corey, and they had a place. The shit closed now, and I knew it was gonna close. I wish DQ was here. They had a restaurant called the Turkey Leg Hut in Houston. Now I can go to the shop right and get 1,000 turkey legs for $20-something. But this particular turkey leg at this fucking restaurant, because it had all kinds of seasonings and macaroni and cheese and shit on it, that motherfucker was $48 for one goddamn turkey leg. But this is the craziest restaurant. It is the busiest restaurant. They playing loud ass music. You can't hear yourself think, but it's like the hot things. And I said, while I was at that restaurant, Corey, I said, one day, these niggas gonna realize that turkey wings don't cost $48, and this shit going out of business. Them motherfuckers just went out of business last, I think 2 months ago. Because at some point it's like, nigga, like, bro, you could have sold this same shit. You making maybe 500% profit. You could have made 400%, 250% profit. But you overcharging niggas for turkey wings. Now here's the thing, Stupies. Them same niggas that's willing to pay $48 for turkey wings want me to cut them some slack on their goddamn foundation to the house that's gonna give their shit some value. See how that don't make sense, bro?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, they were supposed to dial that back once their customer base grew. They were supposed to dial that back.
But this it come down to
That's like opening weekend price right there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stu.
Nigga, $48 for a turkey wing? I'm like, I know it's for the experience.
$53 after taxes.
Exactly.
$53 after taxes.
I hear what you're saying. And you guys moving very close to going to that boxing chef today. You know? Because what you're just saying to me is that these Negroes will overpay for some bullshit, but when
Yeah.
it comes to enough substance, they want
Oh
to
yeah.
bargain.
Oh yeah. All day long. Ask all the niggas that play. Hey, Stupid. Sunday morning, I bet you probably about 70% of the black community woke up and realized they were still broke.
Damn.
Sunday morning. You wanna know why they woke up Sunday morning? Because them motherfucking idiots thought that they was gonna hit the Powerball, the $2 billion Powerball, on Saturday night, and then they woke up to the reality of, yeah, I didn't hit that motherfucker. And guess who hit the Powerball? Two old white motherfuckers in San Antonio wine country. And what was the other place? It was San Antonio wine country, and the other was some other over white shit. It was another place that was like super white. And guess how that? But here's the funny thing, Stu. They're the same people that'll tell you, "Yeah, I ain't got it, bro." What? Motherfuckers spent $100. Listen, I'm all right now. I'm about to be a little bit of crazy, but I can't say it loud, so they're gonna have the same effect. I know motherfuckers that's broke but spend $100 a day on weed, my nigga. I know niggas that's broke that got 7 dogs, my nigga.
That's wild.
I know niggas that's broke that got 6 flat screens in their house, brother. Like, come on, brother. What are we doing, bro? Like at some point, the accountability, there has to be a certain level. Like, I tell you this all the time. Poor
What
people
are
shouldn't
you
have
doing
pets.
if you broke and you got 7 dogs, dude? I've actually seen that, bro, in real life. That's a real life story.
Niggas got 7 dogs, bro. And you ain't selling them. These dogs live with you. These ain't like you ain't running a breeding business or nothing. You feeding these motherfuckers cost more than your kids do.
And you need a ride to the store to get some dog food.
Let me be honest.
There has to be a certain level of accountability, but we ain't talking about Katrina level, but some level of accountability.
No, guys, let me be honest. I say this from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart. Fuck you, boss. And fuck you. Fuck you. Two times. From the bottom of my
heart. we Mama Todd Rise class.
Yeah, I'd be a Rise class today.
That was a pleasant curse out session.
No, but you know what's funny? I know he said it out of love. It was a term of endearment.
Yeah, it's
I know exactly what it
means.
Because you know what it is? When you put the mirror on our own community, sometimes the only response is, you know what? I ain't got no comeback for that, but fuck you, though. I just want to say that. But fuck you for saying that.
You got me?
That's how we do it at work when you realize the other guy was right at work. You just look at each other. Right. You just look at him and be like, man, fuck you, dude.
I never understood poor people's fascination with pets. I never did. I never understood why you can barely feed your fucking self, but you out buying. You spending your last dollar on big ass bags of dog food and all kind of wild shit. It's like, nigga, you are bugging the fuck out.
You tripping.
What is wrong with you? Like a motherfucker with new Jordans on at a you at a bus stop.
Run around here with no shoes on.
You killed the day, Stu. You killed it.
Bro, you got Jordans on and you standing at a bus stop. Like, what's going on? Like, you can buy a car. You can get a car for like $1,000. You can get a used car for like $1,000 to $1,200.
You ride. I can get you riding for $1,000, bro. I got it.
But you on the bus with Jordans. What are we doing here? Hey, Stu Peas, bro. Hold on. Why are we on it? Fuck it. I'm gonna keep going. You know how many niggas, bro? When I was DJing, you know how many motherfucking niggas that I knew was broke, that was living with their mother, was buying bottles at the fucking club, my nigga. Like, and mind you, here the bottles at the club, you can get these shits in the liquor store for $60. These shits at the New York, New Jersey nightclub is $700. Yeah, that's
Oh
wild. That's wild.
Lord.
I never understood that. I never understood bottle things, bro.
I just never understood buying them because they only
Yeah,
buying them so that the girls could come buy them with some sparklers that they got from the dollar store.
right.
Just so you could feel good about yourself. It's the fun, bro. It's the funniest shit in the world, bro. Niggas, the niggas in the worst
$700
position.
for an $80 endeavor. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
niggas be in the worst position. Wake up the latest. Who the
No,
fuck told you could sleep?
no,
Like
I
who the
agree with
fuck
you.
told you that you could sleep till 2 o'clock? Nigga, you shouldn't even be able to fall asleep. You in such a bad situation. And
But
you sleeping comfortably, nigga, on an air mattress? You bugging the fuck out.
no, let me say,
Bugging out.
I have to agree with you on this because a month ago I saw a girl attempting to buy dog food in Publix on an EBT card. On an EBT card, and the cashier told her, I said, dog food can't buy an EBT card. And that's why I said, fuck you. Because I promised myself that I could never repeat that in public what I saw. How the fuck am I dog food off of
Wait, these
EBT
two
card?
things, the funniest shit in the world, right? So in the big beautiful bill, they took. Did you see the EBT part of the big beautiful bill?
No.
Dog food off
So they told them that they couldn't buy crab legs on EBT, and they couldn't buy they couldn't buy cooked food, right? So this lady was at the store. I shouldn't even be on this phone. She said, "What am I supposed to do now?"
You gotta cook the shit.
Bro, the reporter didn't have the heart, but the guy said, the cameraman said, you just gotta cook. It's actually gonna be cheaper. If you cook like fresh ingredients, it's cheaper. She said, I ain't never cooked no fresh ingredients. I said, bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up.
You don't tell me that person was black. That was a Spanish lady.
It's a black lady.
Oh my God.
Hey, bro, did you see the lady in New York? She got arrested. Yo, listen, man. It was a lady and they just banned in New York. And I don't know how y'all corner stores go, but we got a store on every corner. Whatever you can get in a grocery store, you can get. We got convenience stores, but it's on every corner. Like you ain't got to go to the big market. You can go to the place, and that's where you leave a tab and all of that, right?
Right.
But that's where you get, like in New York, New Jersey, for breakfast, you get bacon, egg, and cheese. Or you get the chopped cheese. I mean, I heard about that, like the chopped cheese and shit. Or the turkey, egg, and cheese, whatever. So on EBT, they just stopped it where you could buy sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't buy like a bacon, egg, and cheese. You can't buy this and another.
You gotta be cold. It gotta be cold.
Yeah. You would think that you took niggas' civil rights. That's
no
how
hot
mad
food,
these
no
motherfuckers was, bro. That's
no
how. When I
hot
tell you
food.
they was down at the what's the name boycotting because they couldn't get crab legs and bacon, egg, and cheeses and shit. You had to buy a cold sandwich. Like this is some shit. Some shit needs to be fixed. Like some shit do need to be addressed. Like if you're on EBT, you should. I mean, I know this sounds harsh, but I really don't give a fuck. If you're on EBT, you shouldn't have pets, bro. You got bigger problems, my nigga. You got bigger issues than trying to figure out how this dog gonna survive. Like let that little nigga go. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy the fruits of life. I would never do that. You know, I ain't gonna say you shouldn't have a TV and all of that. But let that little nigga free. You gonna put a couple more dollars in your pocket.
You have to take him out to the country and shit.
Yeah. Let him go. Let him go, bro.
Let him go.
Bro.
Let him go, bro.
Bro, you know, hey Corey, one of my friends, he's one of the poorest niggas I know. He got the biggest, most elaborate fish tank I've ever seen in the history of fish tanks, my nigga. He can sit there and talk to you about fish tanks and different types of fish and salt water. He like the nigga on The Wire. What was his name?
Yeah, second.
The guy that killed he was the killer. He was the shooter. And that nigga he has like my friend,
Not Omar. It was
Weebay.
Weebay. It was Weebay. The
Oh,
nigga, yeah,
Weebay.
Weebay.
Oh, Weebay. Yeah, Weebay.
Remember what's the name? D'Angelo thought he was gonna get killed, and he was really just taking them to go motherfucking make sure he took care of his fish and shit. His setup in his basement looks just like that. Was his mother's basement? Looks just like that. He got like 6 fish tanks, and he got to spend a couple hours every day fucking with these fish tanks. This nigga ain't had a job since '93.
I always wanted that, but I just never had time.
Like nigga, and like, cause my thing is, bro, you should take all of that knowledge and go do something with that. You could work at Petco. You could do all kind of shit, but he just
Bro, you
won't
can
work.
take care of them rich folks tanks. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's deplorable. So no, I'm not Katrina level accountability like Chef is, but I'm damn sure into accountability. If you mad that you can't get motherfucking crab legs on EBT, I need you, or the fact that you got to come down to the office and we got to talk to you once a year. Like they're furious about that shit. Like what is going on? You know, like
A lot of people want to be kicked out because they can't make it down to the office and shit.
Nigga, you know how many motherfuckers, it's motherfuckers on Section 8. This is now I'm gonna give y'all my realtor story. I'm gonna finish. You know how many motherfuckers on Section 8? You know the worst tenants are my Section 8 ones. The worst ones, bro. They most fucked up place, this and the other. And motherfuckers actually be behind rent. It's like $60 a month. $60, $75, $78.
See that?
Those is the niggas that's behind.
Y'all see that?
But when I go there, oh yeah, I can see the $78. They done ate it. Chinese, all kind of shit. Them niggas got door dashes every hour on the fucking hours. This shit's wild as fuck.
Niggas can't even eat because Brass won his $60.
Nigga, for 30 days, nigga.
Crazy.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But I'm crazy. But
no, don't
link.
No, don't link me with your Katrina argument.
I don't want to
be nowhere.
Brass don't even want nigga to eat.
No, I want you to eat, but I want you to pay me first.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Chef. There's a hurricane in Indiana. You might see me running down the street with a rack of polo shirts or something.
Makes no sense. Look, we rioted.
I done ran up in Best Buy. So I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere, Chef. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
My uncle. I mean, listen. We rioted.
You gonna have a pocket full of candy, a 90-inch on your shoulder, yo.
Yeah.
we rioted a couple years ago here for Freddie Gray, right? Niggas ran up in the mall, stole jewelry and all clothes
and you didn't get a dime. You didn't get one dime and shit.
No, it has nothing to do with outrage. The shit that you take during a riot or looting has nothing to do with fucking hunger. If you're stealing TV, you're just looting. That is not if you took all the Jordan 10s, nigga, you're just looting. Y'all really tried to do that. That's crazy. Yo, you don't have. Katrina was a bad situation. Freddie Gray was a bad situation. You know what I mean? But desperate times don't make you.
Yo, did you just compare Freddie? Wait. Did you just compare Freddie? Did you just compare Freddie Gray and Hurricane Katrina?
Best Buy.
What is wrong with you?
So stealing jewelry.
Best Buy did not put no money into the community, into the ninth ward.
Hold on.
Hey, Chef, you like the worst nigga in the world, bro.
What's the bridge about the Freddie Gray thing? I don't get it. Who's Freddie Gray?
In the ninth ward, giving out back.
Wait a minute, you don't know who Freddie Gray is?
Yeah, you acting like you giving discounts out at the barber shop. Stop it, bro.
Ain't nobody run up in here and steal my clippers.
Freddie Gray was Freddie Gray, Baltimore
wireless clippers. It better not be a hurricane. he got the new ones that don't got a cord on it, none of that shit. Let it be a hurricane in Baltimore. I know where to go. I'm coming up in that.
Hey Corey, when you was running down the street with that rack of polos, all you got to do is pan the camera to the right, and you can see Chef on the phone calling the cops. You can see that nigga pointing at Corey, eating a banana. I don't like that shit.
My uncle and them participated in the '68 riot. My father and them was teenagers then when Martin Luther King got killed. Tore whole Baltimore City up, top to bottom. You dig what I'm saying? Ran through the whole downtown, tore everything up, looting. My uncle and them talk about how they was having fun. Meaning, my uncle say, man, my whole room was full of cigarettes, boxes of cigarettes. You dig what I'm saying? I was selling cigarettes. Nigga, they wasn't worried about Martin Luther King. Nigga, we about to hit these stores. You feel me?
They gonna kill you, nigga. Now they gonna kill your pops. You try to get your pops killed.
Listen.
You a whole snitch, bro. You just snitched on your whole family.
Nigga, if you think young people is doing that shit, if you think young people is worried about the same shit that you worried about, y'all not even being realistic. Like, it's looting, yo. I always wanted to run up in that store and take everything. Now it's my opportunity.
But it's not the same as motherfucking Hurricane Katrina. Like,
I'm not saying.
And I don't think you understand the devastation. You just compared Hurricane Katrina to Freddie Gray, so I know you don't understand.
I'm talking about looting.
No, it ain't looting during Katrina. It's not looting, bro.
Nigga, if you grabbing TV,
if the general of the U.S. Army is telling you that it ain't looting and telling them to put them fucking guns down, why are you the one telling them pick the guns up? The general told them to put their guns down, bro.
Chef is an opportunist, right? That was a good opportunity for him to come back in and try to redeem himself. That if he was going to try to come back in and redeem himself, that would have been the one. But it didn't. It didn't fly though, Chef.
Yeah. It's a collapse.
Hold on. He said that the general said it wasn't looting. Well, then what was it then?
Survival.
Oh my God.
Okay. When the system when you look around and all of the systems that's supposed to help you are also flooded. Let's say that social services is supposed to help you, and social services is underwater. The police is supposed to help you. The police station's fucking underwater. At some point in your head, and they keep telling you, like that little kid on social media, tomorrow. Every time you say, when is we leaving? Tomorrow. When are we gonna eat? Tomorrow. When you gonna turn the air conditioning on? Tomorrow. Bro, at some point, you in a state of survival, my nigga. It ain't the same. It just ain't. You can't call I think it's more survival than criminality. Motherfuckers trying to survive. And it's funny that you keep saying you can't understand.
As good as you want.
No. You don't understand, but your ass eats lamb chops and grits. You had lamb chops.
I don't. So help me out. I need y'all to help me out. Why would you saying why don't fly with me though? Can y'all help me? What's going on with my brain?
Because you had lamb chops and grits the other day, and you ain't never had no Miss Meal cramps. You ain't never been in a situation where you ain't ate for 5 days.
Hungry.
No, nigga, I ain't say no. I didn't say hungry.
I didn't want to go steal Jordans.
Nigga, I didn't say hungry. I said lose everything that you own and not eat for 3 to 5 days while your family is there.
That's gonna make me want to go get all the Jordans.
No, it's gonna make you want to do any goddamn thing to survive.
Yeah, there was already when people first left out the house, like it wasn't for that, right? Remember, they was having problems getting water into New Orleans. Remember that? So and then this is like
now
before they started like putting the curfew. I'm not saying that you're gonna drink Jordans, but I'm saying people were already outside. Right, they were already outside looking for food, right? So So maybe that might have turned into some Jordans, but people were actually trying to survive on the street. You get what I'm saying? So I know what you're looking at the item. You're not looking at what people had to. They weren't bringing water into the city, and people had to go
They
find
probably
water.
took some dry shoes. They had to go
Hey,
find Jordan.
hey,
I might
listen,
well
hey,
get some
listen.
Jordan
Hey, Chef,
if I
let me
need
tell you a
some
quick.
dry shoes and socks.
Hey, Chef, let me tell you a quick story, right? So the Associated Press. This will give you an idea of how wrong you are. So the Associated Press in 2005. I just looked this up because it's in the documentary, but I want to get the wording perfectly. So there was a media headline, and they had them side by side in the AP newspaper. It's a black survivor was wading through the water with groceries. It was captioned, "A young man walks through chest-deep floodwater after looting a grocery store." Right next to it was a white couple wading through water with groceries. Two residents wade through chest-deep water after finding bread and soda from a local grocery store. You wrote the caption on the first one. I wrote the caption on the motherfucking. No, I wrote the
I ain't
caption
say
on the first one.
I ain't say nothing about bread and food. I
No,
said
no, 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 no,
Jordans
no.
and
No.
TVs.
But what
Y'all
if they was
niggas is
taking? But what if they
tripping.
were taking it to trade it for that? You don't know what's going on.
Man, ain't nobody. All right, yo. God damn. Y'all ain't even gonna keep
Yeah,
that shit
I ain't
straight.
gonna go that far. I don't think they were trading Jordan for water. I ain't gonna go that far.
You know what's funny,
I'm
bro? You know,
Yeah,
hey,
I ain't doing all that.
Logic. Hold on, Logic.
I'm
You
just
from
gonna flat
Louisiana?
out
Hold
say
on, Logic.
that they wasn't
Who
tripping.
the hell is trading anything during a crisis situation? You ain't doing no bartering or no none
Yeah,
like
right.
that. You
yeah.
keeping
Well,
that
hold
shit
Yeah,
for
on.
whatever
yourself.
little
But
bit you have, you ain't trading it for
so
sure.
did you see? Hold on. Did y'all see the
On TV.
documentary? Hold on. Did you see the documentaries? What happened? What happened in the documentaries? Motherfuckers was becoming, and if you watch Walking Dead, you wouldn't even believe the fuck you're saying because it happens all the time. When the resources get low, it is a motherfucker. Him and his little gang of friends, motherfucking. Instead of taking a case of water for him and his family, niggas done stole 100 cases of water, and they were trading goods for service. They were doing that. There was people hoarding that shit with weapons and shit like that, where you did have to bring stuff to go trade for that stuff. So that most
Then
certainly
bring the
was happening.
Jordans and I give you a case of
Nah, I
water.
don't know. I don't know what that
What are
was, but I'm
y'all
just saying.
saying, yo? Like y'all act like
Listen,
yo. This
listen.
know what
You already said Katrina and Freddie Gray are the same. I don't even know why I'm still talking to
I
you
was
about
talking about people leaving.
it. It's two different. One was because the police. Oh, Freddie Gray. Logic. Freddie Gray was the Baltimore Police Department been very criminal for a very long time. Overly criminal, overly brutal, briberies. They make movie about it. This is We Own the City. Go watch that on HBO. But what happened was they put a kid in the back of a grown man in the back of a what they would do is you ever seen a paddy wagon before? Where the police put a whole bunch of people in it? You ever seen
Yeah,
a paddy
Ralphie
wagon?
one.
All right, it's all it's all metal back there, sharp metal at that. It ain't nothing padded back there at all. What these bastards would do is they would drive around and to teach the motherfucker in the back a lesson. They'll be tar wheel left and right real fast, fucking around,
Mm-hmm.
swerving and shit. Well, they would do that
Mm-hmm.
when they would pick people up to injure them in the back of a paddy wagon. Well, this guy, Freddie Gray, they did that to him. Basically, he was safe when he got to them. By the time he got away from them, he was dead with crazy injuries. And I think his neck was broke, Chef. Was his neck
Yeah,
broken or something?
yeah.
Something like
They
that?
call it a rough ride. They do it all the
Yeah, a
time.
rough ride.
The dirty
They do it
ride.
pretty good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
what they do
finally,
is that they handcuff you
Baltimore,
and you can't restrain yourself. So when they
right,
turn
you
left, you
can't,
slide
yeah,
to the left.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they
your
literally
body
beat
is
you.
open. Yeah, and it's all metal back there. So you just going from one metal to another piece of metal. But
Flaming
here's
from
the
wall to the floor.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the problem. This is when it's kind of like the statement, like, you can't beat me and piss on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you beat me, I might be able to tolerate that. But now you pissing on me and kicking me and fuck my wife, all kind of shit. Well, the police department was so brutal, and the tenor and the sentiment towards the police department had already reached a fever pitch that when they killed him, that was like the firecracker that said, "Man, fuck this," and then they just rioted, and that was like, and they always say it was the Freddie Gray incident, but when you look at the police department, they had a systemic effect on Baltimore for years before that, decades before that. So that was just the thing that set it, the powder keg that set it off, and it was just a lot of just. It was just a lot of. Now in Chef's, that's why I'm not defending it in Chef's case when he talks about Freddie Gray, because I agree with him then. Niggas was just stealing. Niggas was just stealing. They was just taking shit. They was, and it wasn't all in the name of Freddie Gray. Most of them people
No,
didn't
they
even
was
know what the
hungry.
fuck happened.
They was hungry, and they was
No.
outraged because of racism.
Listen.
Let me
Oh,
defend
man.
Baltimore. You
Mm.
They was
Listen,
outraged.
yeah.
It was the racism. Now y'all gonna deny the racism in Baltimore City? You feel me?
I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing Katrina.
It was the
driving
racism.
niggas crazy.
I'm not comparing Katrina.
Niggas
not
wanted
doing
Jordans.
Katrina, I'm not comparing Katrina, bro.
Niggas in
Ain't
Baltimore
doing
like Jordans too, just like niggas in Louisiana. You feel
it.
me?
This is just not gonna go over well, but you just don't care. That's the funny part. The funny part is
No, I don't.
it's so wild, you just don't care.
I'm gonna be back to
nigga,
the
nothing
nigga
wrong
on
with
this.
That's kind of the best
Baltimore
part too.
niggas
I ain't
or
gonna lie.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna make me.
I'm
sit
equal
here.
on both sides.
I'm not even trying to make you do anything.
Oh,
I'm
well.
just waiting to see the video that'll be made behind this. I'm gonna
I
ride
don't
with
care
you.
what bit, and that they would be the same type of niggas that'll go leaking and know they stealing just to be stealing. But I don't even think a nigga make think that's some white shit to come up with an excuse for stealing Jordans in the middle of a fucking natural disaster and then blame that shit on desperateness. Only a white person can.
But the reason, listen,
let me ask you. Let me ask you.
A black person that just admit, yo, I took that. You know how Unc say, yeah, at the end of the day, I took that. That's some real nigga shit. I'm admitting to the bullshit. You niggas not even admitting to the bullshit.
y'all the fools. But see, no, y'all. You know what y'all are? Y'all the motherfuckers. Y'all the motherfuckers that think that being a thief has always been being a thief.
No,
I don't care if you dress it up as being. I don't care if you dress it up as being a gangster.
No,
that ain't nothing gangster about being a motherfucking thief.
All right, this is what I. This is what I.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about. I know. I got to be quiet. But no, we're not talking about Moringa, my nigga. You fucking this all up. No, you bugging out.
Y'all keep forgetting, bro. He's a street nigga that can't be trusted.
You can't frame it like.
Y'all keep saying they were so hungry that they took the Jordans.
You can't frame it like niggas
they can't hear you. That's why they talking over you. What is that?
Niggas in Katrina didn't set up some backyard trading goods expo. Niggas to bring the stolen Jordans and TVs to trade for bottled water. Like, come on, bro. They didn't do that. Like, that's crazy.
I will say this, Sid. I would say were there people that just stole with no thought of survival? Yes. But
no, but
you're not thinking about survival.
No, but hold on. But would you also agree that while if I can concede that some people did actually steal, I'm not saying that some people didn't actually steal. I'm just saying the overall sentiment of the people that was there was survival. If you saying a motherfucker stole Jordans, that makes him a thief, okay, fine. I concede to that. But I would also understand that the news played that shit up to make you think that that's all that was motherfucking happening, when in actuality,
if I saw a nigga coming out the fucking broken window of the CVS, I'm like, I get it. But if I see you coming out the fucking the Foot Locker with a stack of fucking box of Jordans in your shit, I'm be like,
yeah. But if you want some drop, maybe you want some dry shoes. Your shit right. Yeah, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Listen, it's all survival, right? It's
I'm not saying that's not a part of survival. I'm saying you're
I remember this happening.
isn't the most
No,
like
hold on. I remember this
Listen,
happening
we finna
back in
load
the
up.
day.
Hey,
Hold on. Let me say this. Back
Let's
in the
do
day,
please get this shit off.
yeah,
go ahead.
back in the day, we had a hurricane in Jamaica, Hurricane Gilbert, an opportunistic criminal. What they showed on TV with the guy with the flat top screen is an opportunistic criminal. Because I have a history of opportunistic criminal stealing refrigerator. One Negro will have a refrigerator on his back during the hurricane. You going all these have opportunistic criminal. But not everybody in the dome was stealing Jordans or flat screen TV. And we can't use opportunistic criminals
To
to
blame
act like
everybody else.
everybody
Thank
was.
you.
Nah,
Thank
I'm
you.
nobody
not.
thinks that. I don't
But
think
y'all
nobody
making
thinks that.
excuse for the
Listen,
opportunity,
Brass.
bro.
Listen, Brass. If you come to Indiana, right, and it's a hurricane here, brother, and they ain't came and got us for 2-3 days, bro. Listen, we loading
You
up
gonna get
on
some
every
Jordans.
we
We taking
loading up on
everything.
everything we can get our hands on. You
Taking
better
everything.
believe it.
Damn.
You gonna take a dump truck. I'm taking a dump truck. You gonna follow me. We
I'm
gonna
gonna be the
load
nigga
this
that if
motherfucker.
I
We
saw
gonna
a TV
we gonna have them
that was
heaping. We gonna have them
available,
heaping.
throwing
All
a
They're going
right,
to the
hurricane,
Best
Brad.
seeing a
Buy.
TV,
They
I'm
get in the
taking that
fridge.
TV, bro.
And you can call me an
Hey,
opportunistic criminal if you want to. I'll take
Definitely
it. I'm
take it.
cool. I'm cool
Right.
with
If
it.
it fit,
hey,
it's going on the truck, right, Corey?
Your mic is
If it
low as
fit, throw it
hell.
on this
Low as
motherfucker.
hell.
We
Said what?
going down.
Your
We
microphone
going
is
down to
low.
the
I don't think they
grease
can hear you
stores
when
and
you trying to
everything.
talk.
Goddamn,
Your
we get it
microphone's super
all.
low.
Yeah, man.
Sid been trying to talk this whole time. You can just hear him like it's like a real low voice.
I'm
You
going
got
to the
the
I'm
motherfucking
with Corey though. I'm taking the TV.
we going
If
down to the
I'm in the fuck,
Bobcat place. Goddamn it, I got 2 or 3 Bobcats chained to each other. With shit. I'm going down the street. Goddamn it, I got it's like a train. I got it look
you going to jail. You going to jail, nigga.
And they got a
it look like
convoy going down the street.
Yeah, he got a goddamn convoy of death. You going to jail, bro.
Nigga, I'm with
I'm saying,
Fucking with
I've been through hurricanes, like devastating ones, especially growing up in North
Boy,
Carolina.
these
We get them
dudes are
every
stupid,
year.
boy. Y'all is
Like,
retarded.
you know what I mean? I've seen motherfuckers loot and steal and do whatnot, for necessities, and I've seen people steal for bullshit too. It is what it is.
Yeah, I just think
after I get my
the
necessities,
narrative.
I'm gonna go back out there. See,
After I get my
that's what everybody
go back
doing.
out.
It's like,
No,
look,
but
listen. Once we
Go
get some
back out.
bread
Hey,
and
y'all
water,
saw
right?
that Circuit City was nobody there at that Circuit City. Let's run up on
Yeah,
it.
Right.
just go
We might
there.
as well go back through
Oh,
there.
you
You
showing
know
your
what I'm saying?
motherfucking age, nigga. You
Right, I
said
said
Circuit
Circuit City.
City, nigga. God
Yeah,
damn,
we
that
went back
nigga
in the
showing
day.
some
Circuit
age.
City,
Yeah,
Circuit
Circuit
City.
City's in
Oh,
the Ville,
you
bro.
tell
We
he
ain't had no
shop on
Best Buys.
Amazon, dude.
Yeah,
Nigga, Circuit City been closed in New Jersey for like 15 years.
Yeah,
But
we
Amazon.
had
no,
They don't go to
but
they don't go to the
y'all
real
not, but
stores.
y'all didn't listen to what Corey said the first time though. Corey said, now what Corey's stealing, he didn't steal the first 3 to 5 days when they told him that they was coming to help him. He said after 3 to 5 days of these motherfuckers not helping, you fucking right. I'm gonna take every goddamn thing. So
Take
I can
everything
almost
I get my own
understand that
hands.
because you got
the
a
few days
different level of anger.
you're gonna try to get to a
Put it
relief
on the
site.
refrigerator.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't make it to the relief site, then you like shit. It's every man for himself now. Shit, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then also said I
You
think
need a
it's also a
helicopter.
feeling of you lost every year. Like if it's a helicopter left with the keys on, you gonna go try to fly that motherfucker. I'm trying to get out of here. But no, what I'm saying though, said is like the second part is like I don't know what it's
We ain't
like to
gonna try to
lose
fly the
every guy.
helicopter out. We gonna try
Logic,
to
you
see
gotta
where
meet
we
your
can
mic.
tuck that helicopter in at. Like,
I'm just making a
we gonna tuck
smoothie over
this
there.
off.
Yeah, Logic making a ninja blender. But the motherfucking on top of that too though, you gotta be in a situation where it's also like, man, there's gotta be a certain level of anger after they've been telling you they're gonna come get you for 3 to 5 days, bro. And ain't nobody coming. That shit, I can't, bro. Them documentaries hurt my heart so much.
Nah,
And then,
that shit is crazy. That Katrina shit is wild. Cause I live in Huntsville around that time in Alabama, and that's like 2-3 hours from New Orleans. So we took in thousands of people from Katrina. Like murder rates went up in the city when them niggas came through.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was devastating to see though, because you seen people who really lost everything and was really trying to find their way, and not just the knuckleheads, like real family's really fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was bad. Like, I ain't never seen no shit like that, honestly.
The documentary, there's a video, because the thing is, you know, it's kind of like COVID. All COVID did was highlight how bad the African American healthcare situation was in the United States. We didn't realize it was that bad. And until they got hit with, damn, we're dying at like a 3-to-1 damn near. So then now you got a situation in Katrina. The saddest part is them poor communities where it was like the elderly person is already at home on a respirator, you know, this, that, and the other. And then you hear the stories of like motherfuckers having to leave their mother and father in the house. Like, we gotta go. The water's rising. And the grandmother's telling you, like, y'all just go ahead. Like, you know she about to die, but she knows she about to die. It just is what it is. Like, you know, you sitting there at the Superdome, you got
Leaving niggas
every
in prison,
generation
locked
of
up,
your
flooding.
yeah, bro. And then when you try to cross the bridge, they shooting you with shot. They on the other end of the bridge. The guy said, he said, what people don't understand about bridges is when you start off walking on the bridge out there, you can't see the other side because it's built like like it's on an incline. So he said by the time you get to like the middle of the bridge, that's when you see the motherfuckers on the other side. He said by the time you see them with the shotguns and shit, they done already shot at you a couple times. Like, and you like, damn, what y'all shooting at me for? But then the white people on the other side has been watching the news this whole time, and they've been seeing plastered across motherfucking the news about looting and military. They've been acting crazy and savages and all kinds of others. So they already got that sentiment. Now, at first, I gave them that justification. But Ryan Coogler's documentary, you could see where these white motherfuckers was taping themselves talking about, man, I hope I kill me 2 of these motherfuckers today. Man, man, if I could just hit one. This guy was like, man, if I could just hit one with a shotgun in the face and watch his head pop off. Like nigga. Like, this is where we at. That's why I tell people all the time, bro. The worst thing in a zombie apocalypse, I don't know if y'all in the zombie movies, but the one thing I learned watching Walking Dead and World War Z, all of that, it ain't the zombies you're going to have to worry about when these motherfucking lights go out. When it get this and the other, it's your neighbor. It's these other motherfuckers. It's the human
That motherfucker
beings
down the
that's
road.
left. You're gonna have to worry. It's that nigga. It's that nigga that take over a whole apartment complex and call that shit Cheftopia. and telling you you can't get in unless you got a flat screen. But when you hand him the flat screen, he gonna say you looting and shoot you. It's some chef niggas you gotta worry about.
You know what's crazy? Y'all
Brass, when they say what flat screen? That's when you know you in trouble.
He said,
flat screen.
you told me I could trade this flat screen in to get in here. What flat screen you talking about? You realize you holding a 90-inch TV and then you ain't got no good nothing, and they just take your shit and turn you into one of them zombies, bro. The worst people on Walking Dead. I know that's a TV show, but the worst people on Walking Dead is not the zombies, bro. It's these niggas. Once the police go away, it's the niggas you gotta worry about. Go ahead, Sid. I think Sid.
I was gonna say you were describing that. I was like, man, that started making me realize we was going through hurricanes not growing up. He had this neighbor, William, and it's like he was that neighbor that like you didn't really know him, but when you seen him, like you can just tell, like, man, that's a motherfucker that's prepared for everything. Like you just always seen him just bringing hella cases of water out his truck. You knew he had a knife there for every little situation. We used to always say, like, man, we see that motherfucker leave, then we all gonna be leaving. And then we would always be like, that's the first nigga that's gonna shoot your ass. You try to follow him.
I can't really laugh.
He got the bug out bag. He got the bug out bag. All the stuff that he needs to survive.
In the garage, like just you know what I mean, cases of water. All that nigga was ready, bro.
I'm the nigga in my neighborhood with a generator, right? So when the lights go out, like we remember the black, my shit still be on. And the thing is, ain't nothing brighter. Here's the crazy part. My dad told me this shit. I laughed so fucking hard, bro. Because we always had a generator, even when we was in Ohio. He said,
when all the power go out and you the one nigga that got the motherfucking lights on and y'all still miss that other. He said your house look like the sun to the earth. He said,
Yeah, bro, that nigga house used to be, bro. When our power used to be out for like a week, we lived out in the county. So when the power got knocked out, the county take forever. They ain't like the city. The city come fix that shit quick as they can. The county, they kind of get to it when they get to it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I used to be out for like a week. That nigga shit was shining. Like, man, hold up, bro. Like,
and
no way in hell, bro. You just chilling. We all fucked up. You over here chilling, bro.
When I first met with my dad about that shit, like how do you danger proof the house? Because we don't get a lot of bad weather, but we do get snowstorms and hurricanes and shit like that every now and then. So my father was like, listen, you could do it one or two ways. You could buy all the life saving shit first, or you could buy the shotgun and the rifle first. Which one you gonna do? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, let me tell you something. If you seen as the nigga that's prepared, trust and believe, you better be able to protect that shit and protect your family. Because if the lights do go out and you the only one with it, nigga, you unless you about to be a nigga that's gonna let everybody in, ain't nothing worse than when you tell a nigga no. Nope. Because then you gotta defend that shit. Bro, let me tell you something. Them motherfuckers that have them they call them doomsday preppers. I used to watch that show on A&E, I think, all the time, or History Channel.
The underground bunkers and shit.
Yeah, the bunkers and shit. Let me tell you, if you don't think that them niggas is prepared to blow your motherfucking head clean off your shoulders to protect all this motherfucking grain and barley and rice, the shit they're gonna use to restart the world when everything is over. You got another thing coming, because that's how they
You can't
teach them
come
people.
within a mile of their property, bro.
Nope.
You can't come within a mile of their property.
They
can see every move you're making already.
hey, Corey, tell these niggas about them Midwest homes with them big ass floodlights on the motherfucking property. Man. They can see anything for 100 yards, nigga. Anything in every direction for 100 yards is gonna hit that light. You gonna get, and you can't see me, but I can see you. That's that flood. That's the floodlights. Them big ass, them plantations. You try to go on, man. Y'all got it easy out here. Go to the Midwest and stand and walk up to somebody's steps. You ain't gonna make it to their motherfucking steps. You gonna get your shit blown off, and the cops ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. Nothing. Yeah. We might not have stand your ground, but they believe in that shit. We might not have stand your ground.
Yeah, there's probably only 2 police in the town, depending on where you
and they both your cousin. Don't give a fuck. No, like the Midwest is crazy when it comes to property rights. If I tell you, like the cops, you could tell the cops, don't come on my property, bro. You could tell the police that. Don't come over here. What you coming up here for? Why the fuck are you knocking on my door? Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from here. They don't ask you about warrants and all of that. Midwest is different, dude. You cannot just motherfucking knock on the door and hey, what's going on? We wanted to talk to you. No, get the fuck out. Why did you come past that fence? They'll point to that fence. You see that fence over there? Why the fuck did you come over that fence or around that fence? How did you get here? Yeah, so Paco, I can tell you, I might not want to go to Ohio.
no trespassing. Everybody got no trespassing sign. Like,
yeah,
bro, you know what I mean?
No, I ain't fucking around. If an apocalypse did come, that's where I go. I go to Ohio. I wouldn't stay up here. Hell no. Too much. It's too much. I live way too close to poverty. Way too close. I'm too accessible to get to any of that shit because Newark and all of that. I mean, shit. When we used to steal cars when we was kids, we didn't steal cars from our own neighborhood. We used to go up to Livingston Mall and steal cars. We used to go up to Short Hills Mall and steal cars. We wasn't, we know where to go. We know where the money is. We know where all the shit is. So, damn, I never thought I'd hear today. Motherfucker called somebody during Katrina a looter. Motherfucker, this is wild. It's like a fucking parallel universe.
Chef, he's an antagonist.
Y'all niggas crazy if y'all think some niggas want to lose. Just because it was a little bit of
Just
water.
keep doubling down, bro. Keep,
Y'all
A little
say
bit of water.
and
A
think it
little bit
ain't
of
leaking.
water.
we should watch the documentary live. I want to see if you keep that same
Nah,
fucking
shit. I mean, I
energy.
wasn't down there, but I was close enough, man. That shit was like, you know what I mean? We was taking in every. I mean, I want to say Alabama took a lot. Probably some of the most Katrina, for sure. Just
Yeah, they was
proximity.
talking about that. They're talking about that in Kugler's documentary, Alabama and the
And
surrounding
Houston.
states. But they said
Too, for
Houston.
sure.
Yeah, Houston was
Houston,
not
Atlanta.
Houston.
I mean, they went all through the South, but I'm just saying, like, I remember, like you could really see. It was almost like you seen the mass exodus of migrants. You know what I'm saying? Like you just seen them all come in.
We
Like, whoa,
calling
motherfuckers!
Americans migrants.
Migrants.
They
Oh,
migrated. They
Jesus.
migrated from. They
I
stopped
know.
that shit.
Said no. Said
But I
I'm
mean,
not saying you.
in floods,
I don't know
like,
if you right. No. I
you know what
don't
I'm
know if
saying?
you right or you
When you see them
wrong.
come in
Said
the
it
tens
just
of
sounded
thousands,
wild when you said it.
you see
They're
it
not
come in the tens of
migrants.
thousands, nigga.
They're not migrants.
No, I'm not said. I don't know if
We're
you
seeking
right or if you
refuge. They making
wrong.
refuge.
Yeah, I know. It's just when you call
Refugee.
Americans migrants, it was just scary.
What do you do when you? What is it called when
I'm
you
not
leave your
saying
home
you
for a
wrong,
dire
said.
situation?
I'm not saying you wrong. It's just you can't expect me to just hear you say Americans were migrants
I'm
and
refugees.
refugees and think I'm refugees
I
and
didn't
think
call
I'm
them
gonna just be
immigrants.
like,
I called them
no,
migrants.
I'm not saying you did. It's just
Migrant is an
strange to hear
action.
you about. Yeah, it was just my immediate reaction when you describe these people as migrants and refugees. It's wild. I'm not even. I don't know if you're right or you're wrong. I don't know the technical term. It just sounds crazy. They very well could have been, but I don't know. But I know.
If 10,000 people move at once, that's got to be
I
called
don't
something.
lie.
They
Said
just
I'm not
called a
arguing
goddamn.
with you, my brother.
They just
I'm
called
not
10,000
arguing with
people moving.
Oh, it was. You talking about the Katrina people?
Yeah, refugees, not
They
migrants.
was calling them. They was calling them refugees and shit, bro.
Oh God,
They were.
that's terrible.
Shit, you
That
seeking
is some terrible
refuge.
shit.
You don't remember that? That's what
No, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm just saying it caught me. It always gonna catch me off guard when when an
It do sound wild
American
when you call
calls
them
another
refugees.
American a migrant or a refugee. Like they're trying to survive, and we call them
It do sound
migrants
crazy.
and refugees. It just sounds crazy. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I
I
don't
think it's
care.
because of how we applied it to other shit. Like,
Yeah. Like when I think migrant, like my mind goes, or refugee, my mind goes everywhere other than somebody from Katrina. But no, Houston, the two places. That's when I found out that Houston and San Antonio are actually a pipeline for New Orleans. Like how many people had a direct already, like a family member. Like when they leave New Orleans, they go to Houston. So they so the people, there was a natural migration. I said migration, a natural migration to Houston and San Antonio. And then even then, they said the fucking murder rate exploded when they
I
got
mean, you just all of a sudden overnight, you just seen about 10,000 new motherfuckers in the city say, "Whoa," you know what I mean? Just the whole New Orleans, like, damn, where the fuck this shit come from? But I get it, like, all right, Katrina, but I'm telling you, it was in the tens of thousands. Like, it's like you can't not notice that. You see a big,
that is crazy. That is
huge
crazy.
increase in population. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas getting
And
robbed.
some motherfuckers on some survival
Robberies
shit.
went through the roof.
But I'm talking about some niggas that's on some survival shit. They coming into your neighborhood and they ain't eating 5 days. They had no water, and you damn near can't understand what the fuck they saying too. Yeah, motherfuckers was going in there to get it. Motherfuckers going in there to get it.
The 4-4.
Yeah, all I heard is "Boogie, don't hit me no more." That's what I say. Like a lot of times, bro. If you ain't really about that shit, you shouldn't be around people that are. Because if you got the energy of like, you ain't willing to go that far, it's very difficult to hang around motherfuckers that's willing to go the whole way. You probably should just go to
a lot of
school.
the time, a lot of the sentiment I seen when I was living down there and we were interacting with those folks, because of some of the the narrative, or well, not even just the narrative, but there was an increase in crime and all that. People became kind of like they didn't really trust him. Like you didn't really want to like, you know what I'm saying? I noticed that people were a lot of kind of standoffish because they thought like you couldn't really trust them. They thought they were kind of, you know, up to no good in a way. Like I mean, I never got that sentiment, but I noticed that around. Like you won't really want to interact with the people who just came from New Orleans because they thought, you know, they're trying to get over on them in some way.
Right.
They was coming up.
There's a bunch of guys.
They was trying to get over.
But they was trying to get over. They trying to get food they stomach at a motherfucking at an
trying to get
alarming
whatever
rate.
they can get. Yeah.
And every time they try to sit down and watch a little bit of TV, you got motherfucking Sheffrin calling the goddamn police, talking about what them niggas. Who is that nigga over there on that dead nag? That's what Chef was doing, crazy nigga. Why is that nigga over there on that damn nag? If they confused. Yo, do you off the subject, bro? Do you know that they're going to they're considering voiding Kawhi Leonard's contract behind that shit? Behind that shit he did in Los Angeles?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, that's wild as fuck.
What he do?
Why he Steve Ballmer said they Steve Ballmer try to make it seem like they took money from me too, nigga. You gave them money,
He
motherfucker.
wild for that.
Yeah, you gave them $28 million
not
to put Kawhi under the table. So you ain't got
If he did that, then he's wild. If he
circumvent the cap.
What happened, Corey, was Kawhi Leonard. Nope, and the funny thing is, this answers a lot of questions for me. Because remember when Kawhi signed with them, and I was like, why you ain't go to the Lakers? Like, nigga, you could have played with LeBron and AD. You chose to play with the Clippers. For real?
He didn't want to play with LeBron. He wanted to be.
So I never understood. I never thought it was just that because he's had other opportunities and he keep going back to the Clippers. They keep losing and he keep going back. So I never understood that. But what he did, Corey, they had a company come in there called Altitude, I think, or Aptitude, some shit.
Yeah.
And they what they did was to make up the $28 million that the Clippers couldn't give him. He signed a fucking $28 million contract with this sponsorship company that was sponsoring the Clippers, but he ain't had to do nothing. Like he just signed a $28 million contract, never showed up, never did a commercial, never did no promo, nothing. And that was literally the amount of money that they needed to make him a max player rather than just like a somewhat max player. So one of these reporters, it was 48?
48 million now.
Okay, so it's 48. And he didn't do nothing to get it. And they just said, you can't circumvent the salary cap. We all know that they do it. Like KD and them, they talk about they got all KD and them when he went to the Warriors, he took less money, but then they turned around and had him invest in these tech stocks. Because that's the whole tech area that they knew was gonna explode and all of that. So he made way more money than he would have made as a contract. There's ways around that. You know what I'm saying? This is you get it. But my point is, now they talk. It's so bad. The story is so crazy that the Clippers is talking about letting Kawhi go. Like, fuck it. We'll just let him go. We'll just void his whole contract and let that nigga go play somewhere else if that's the case. Because Joe Smith, remember they did that. The Timberwolves did that shit a long time ago.
Oh my God, bro! They buried them niggas, bro.
Yeah, they took their first round draft picks for like 4 years.
5 first round draft. Do you know what that'll do to a franchise, bro? Man.
Yeah. I mean, you ain't shit till you get Anthony Edwards. That's what it'll do to it.
Yep.
Until you get Anthony Edwards, you ain't shit. Yeah. So they're saying they're talking about voiding.
They got some shit now. They talking about Jalen Brunson now.
They're not doing that to the Clippers. Bama too rich. Bama just invested like $2 or $3 billion.
Ballmer, but here's the thing.
Not bigger than the Shield.
Yeah, you're not gonna be bigger than the NBA. He could be rich, but he ain't bigger than the NBA.
No owner is.
The NBA ain't gonna. Hey, listen. Let me tell you how rich Ballmer is. Actually, people don't really know. Ballmer is worth more than all of the other. He's worth than all the other owners.
10th richest person in the world.
Combined.
Yeah, you can fuck with Microsoft.
You can add up all of the wealth of all of the other NBA owners. They're still not as rich as he is. He just him by himself, he's richer than all of them. But the shield will go on if he dies tomorrow. So they're not gonna let him get away with. Donald Sterling was rich. They took his franchise immediately.
Yeah, but the problem is that the NBA in a precarious situation now. Because if you look on it over the last 3 years, normally this would happen. How much teams have been sold in the last 3 years? The Clippers, not the Clippers, the Celtics.
No, it's been about 7 teams in the past 3 years. But there's a different reason. There's a different reason for that. There's a different reason. Right now, every sport has a boom period where you're supposed to get out. Businesses are not. You're not supposed to create a business to work it the rest of your life. You create it, you build it up, you sell it. Right now, with the evaluations at an all-time high, this is the time to sell it, move on to something else. Like, go do something else. And now with media and this, that, and the other, what they fucking sell the Lakers for? 11 billion, some crazy ass number. They wouldn't have got that number. Yeah, the only thing that they'll be able to, it's only going to go down. If you wanted to get out in the next 10 years, you might get another $1 billion, another 2 or 3 billion. Yeah, that shit is like, yeah. And then on top of that, motherfuckers, when you trying to sell a franchise, they don't always have the money. But right now, motherfuckers want to buy them shits and get it out the way. But yeah, it's not just because the NBA is not failing. It's just this is the time to sell. Unless you really just a basketball fan or something like Ballmer, he's a basketball fan. He ain't a Cuban in them, but bro, even Cuban sold his shit.
Row. The man sits front row, bro, cheering
he
like
enjoys basketball. Yeah, even if you look at the Intuit Dome, I'm going out there this spring. The Intuit Dome, the way he built the dome is built from the perspective of a fan.
Yeah,
it ain't like it ain't got nothing to do with rich people. He built that shit.
He loves the game. He loves basketball.
He loves basketball. He's a basketball. Like Cuban. Remember Mark Cuban back in the day? Mark Cuban was like that.
He was the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at it this way. They're not going to punish him. Because NBA, whether nobody wants to say, it's semi-rigged. It's semi-rigged. And look at San Antonio is a small market team. And it just invested something like $500 million in stadium upgrade. Nobody was coming to the games. All of a sudden, this superstar coming from out of France, when they invested so much money in the team, and they get the first pick, is that coincidental? No, it's not. It's a rigged league. It's rigged.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, well, I kind of look at. I mean, I can't argue that. I mean, I can't prove against it or prove it, so I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. But I just know for financial purposes, if I could get my biggest stars in my smaller markets, it's financially good for me. The Knicks, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise, they're always going to sell out. They're always going to. The Lakers, the Celtics, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise, they're always going to sell out. They're always going to be on TV. So if I can get a LeBron, people don't talk about it, but if I can get a LeBron playing for Cleveland for all them years, or I can get a Tim Duncan playing for San Antonio, and now the smaller markets are on TV and people are very interested in stuff like that, I'm gonna take advantage of that. So I would put Wemby like nobody talks about. Oh, the Oklahoma City Thunder just won. Just won. Just give me a handshake. What the fuck you trying to hug me for?
I love you.
Yeah, get the fuck away from me. Yeah, fuck you. I'm on camera. He telling me because he love me. He don't think I'm crazy. You just my nephew. Get the fuck on. But just fuck my thought. Okay, OKC Thunder. So the OKC Thunder, that kind of small market. Shut the fuck up. You don't hear me over here? The OKC Thunder, them winning an NBA title, that's the smallest market ever. That's the market where they literally had the motherfucking, they had KD, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. But they couldn't pay James Harden $4 million. They lost the 3 MVPs of the 2000s, and they lost the third one because they didn't want to pay him $4 million. And they won, and they're the best team in the league now. But look at the finals. Ain't nobody watched them fucking NBA finals, bro. Fucking Indiana Pacers versus the goddamn one small market versus another. Nigga, markets rule in the NBA. Those are the people that, so you want to have stars there, but they need, I don't know if it would make fiscal sense 100% to put Wemby in San Antonio because niggas ain't going to watch San Antonio play, bro. They didn't watch when Duncan was there. They're definitely not going to watch now. You watch it's the same teams, Miami, Chicago, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Sixers. Like you're going to watch still the same team still going to get plugged.
Yeah, because that all of us, how is it that Lakers can always afford the superstar when his contract expires? Whether we talk about Will Chamberlain, whether we talk about Shaquille O'Neal, whether we talk about, they always can afford the super guy.
It's the Lakers, brother. Yeah, it's the Lakers.
No, because there's always been some underhand deal. Remember, how did somebody get him contract? Magic. They gave him a part of the team and made him a lifelong Laker.
Yeah, they gave him his contract was wild as hell. They gave him $25 million for 25 years, and they knew he was only gonna play 10 or 15. But the thing with Magic Johnson is when you play in Los Angeles, Stupid, you know this. If you the star of the Los Angeles Lakers, bro, you can be in movies. All that money that you missed playing for the Lakers, you can make that shit up. You could literally make that shit up, bro. You're gonna be in a movie, you're gonna have commercials, you're gonna have every goddamn thing. Paparazzi, all
why a
kinds
lot
of
of players want to go to the Lakers, bro, because the outside money that you get outside of the NBA is in the millions, depending on who you are and how good you are on that court. If you fan favorite.
Or New York, Slade. Hey, Slade, let me tell you something now from an Ohio-born human being. It ain't nothing cool about being a millionaire in Ohio.
Right.
It ain't nothing to do. It ain't nowhere to go. It ain't no people.
Here, bro. Brunson go to Manhattan, bro. He ain't got to pay for no fucking meal, bro. If he do, that's crazy.
But it's something to do. You got the, when he ain't playing in the Garden, it's concerts, it's off Broadway, the top restaurants, the top show, all kind of shit. Or Cleveland, I promise you, when LeBron James left Cleveland, I never understood why people was like, why would he leave Cleveland to go to Miami? Nigga, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he do that? To get paid more money to be on TV, to actually have a check?
They burned that man jersey. They burned his jersey.
There's a comedian who said, why would you leave Precious to go to Halle Berry?
That's exactly.
Remember that big picture they had of him outside the
stadium?
They
took that shit down 2 days later.
Shit down. People was burning his jersey.
Well, there was an economic loss. People don't talk about that, bro. Yeah. When LeBron James left Cleveland, do you know how many of them restaurants had to close? How many of them motherfucking bro? I don't know if y'all ain't from small towns. Cleveland is and there's nothing there other than they got sports teams, yes, but there's really nothing to do. Yeah.
They got a casino. Detroit and Cleveland just all casino towns now, boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's like when he leaves. Yeah. Look at all that economy that leaves. He's right. He ain't lying about that.
Bro,
look at all them places.
Crying. It was a guy. He used to drive around in his car, bro, with LeBron shit all on the car, bro. Even that nigga was upset.
See, you from New York, you don't understand what it's like to be able to say, bro, we didn't have, how can I say this? We had Jim Brown and stuff like that, but as far as athletes, we didn't really have nothing to talk about. We didn't have, every state got a major athlete.
we got the greatest one now. Like we didn't have that really before. There was no LeBron, especially a black one, especially
Y'all
like
got
a
a
young
steroid
black one.
junkie.
This nigga said it. Bro.
I don't know, man. You got North Carolina, man.
This shit.
Yeah, this nigga's a headache.
Y'all gonna ignore that shit.
All right, go ahead, say it, bro. I don't want to talk to Chef right now.
Steroid junkie.
Oh shit!
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a snowball.
You saying he's taking steroids? No, you saying he's a drug addict? Are you saying LeBron James is a drug addict?
I fucking hate Chef. Bro.
Is that what you saying, Chef?
Yes.
Chef don't care what jacket he put on somebody as long as it fit. He don't give a damn if it fit. He don't care if it's too hot, too cold. He's just gonna put the jacket on you and just deal with the repercussions. More stronger people with more to win and more to gain by him being on steroids tested that man and said ain't nothing wrong with it. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll just leave it there. I don't have nothing else. I don't have the FBI, the USADA, because he's been in the Olympics, he's been in the NBA, never tested positive in 20 plus years. But he's a junkie.
I don't know, man. They said LeBron ain't get that Olympic test when everybody else
bro. They
did.
said he don't get
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's right,
And there's
man.
other players now. There's other players on the team. This ain't no speculation.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, they say he never been tested. They say he never been tested. I don't listen.
I don't think Bron. I know people that work for the man, like his health team or what do you want to call it, bro. He spent like $2 million alone on them niggas a year. So it's like I'm sure with good nutrition, good. All right, people can stay healthy. Now I'm not saying people don't use performance enhancements.
If you was to tell
a lot of
me
things,
LeBron
a lot of things are performance enhancements, but
treatment, I'll believe it, bro.
You know what I'm saying how far they go is different. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this.
The list
I would say if it came out in a book, or something later, or there was some kind of like proven situation, I wouldn't say what I'm saying. I'm just saying that
only LeBron is.
I at least need a failed drug test. I at least need something. In 25 and 20 plus years, I need something
to be made.
Yeah, but the case, but see, even when we saying the case is made, I would say I still need to hear some level, like in 20 years, like I know niggas could be perfect. I don't think anybody could be 20 years perfect. Like
man,
you know
that
what
man
I
never
like.
had an injury,
like something
like,
should have been. No, he's had a few just late in his career. But
I'm talking about like that injury that'll sit you down for half a season.
Some people are special. Some people are special. Like I'm gonna tell you something. You know the most special thing I've ever heard in sports? It ain't LeBron. It's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the way his friends described him in books after his career. I don't know how he would wake up and play basketball at all. Like this is a nigga that would drink, smoke I smoke 1 or 2 cigars a day. 2 if I'm trying to damn near forget I'm on this earth. This nigga would smoke 4 or 5 cigars a day, drink, gamble till 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up and drop 60 on you. Like he would do this in the playoffs. The nigga lost to the Knicks, game 2. They was down 0-2. This nigga, rather than try to get a good rest, this nigga went to Atlantic City and gambled till 4 o'clock in the morning. Came back and won the fucking playoffs and like that. To me, that just tells me that he was just come with him. Yeah, and what that would tell me is that nigga he was just special. Because I don't remember Michael. I don't remember Michael Jordan ever having an injury.
I ever heard the story of him and his college roommate.
Yeah, Mike done had injuries, knee, ankle.
He ain't never had no sit down for no year injury.
But he also
not none of that. But yeah, Mike done had knee and ankle injuries.
Almost.
When did he sit out for a year? When did he sit out for a year?
His second year, he broke his shit.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's even more to me. That's even more amazing. Because if that's what was that? So what was that? 88.
bomb. Jordan
So he
1
set
against
out.
Coleman and bomb.
Hold on. He set out 88. So if he set out 88, their last title was what? 90,
98. 98.
98.
97,
So then for a
98.
10, then I say for a 10-year period, the nigga that was cigars, whiskey, women, and gambling. I don't remember him ever having when I started watching basketball, I never seen him get injured ever.
Yeah, we know like the
I never
flu
seen
game
him.
and shit like that.
That nigga was injured the whole time with the Wizards.
Yeah, he was old. I say he was old. There's a difference between being
39.
old and injured. At 39, I'm not holding
He
none
was
of it. Like,
LeBron age. He was LeBron
yeah,
age.
but he ain't
So we know
but I ain't
somebody
never holding
on
none.
something.
I ain't
Somebody
hurting.
on
I
something,
ain't
Chef.
holding none of that against him.
Somebody on something. Like,
No, I think he's just special. And I think the FBI.
Michael Jordan said
He's
when he got to
definitely
college.
special.
Michael Jordan said when he got to college, him and his roommate played pool. His roommate spanked him, right? Michael Jordan couldn't get over it. His roommate said he ain't talked to me for like a month. After like about a month, he woke him up in the middle of the night, like, "Hey, nigga, come play me downstairs in the pool." His roommate said he never even got a shot.
Yeah, he said he had become a world class. I read that that was in his book.
He was so obsessed.
He said he
beating that nigga
became
at
a
pool.
world class. He said he was damn near a world class level pool player because he lost that. Yeah, he's a world
That's
class.
a different type of level of dedication to winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you dedicated to winning,
He said all I needed was the story of him and his motherfucking I don't know what exactly this guy's job was
Mike the pitch
when he
quarters
was
into and all that.
that's what I'm about to talk about. That motherfucker was flipping quarters. Like, he wanted to gamble and compete so bad he would flip quarters with the locker room attendant and get furious when he would lose. Like, God damn, that's just a level. That's a different level.
Everybody put him on. Listen, the first 3 rings were against old men. Let's be true.
I ain't about to do this.
The Lakers were old.
You about to get cussed out.
When he beat the Sixers, when he beat Isaiah Thomas, them dudes was coked out and old by that time. The 3 first rings, Jordan couldn't win a ring today. Jordan couldn't win a ring today. The Chicago Bulls 96 to 99 team.
I don't know about that.
I don't have the energy to argue with these niggas based off what you're saying.
Jordan couldn't beat.
I don't have the energy. These niggas is crazy.
Jordan couldn't beat the Curry team with KD on it. Couldn't beat them.
Jordan will give you 40 right now.
Stu Peas. I gotta take away Chef's admin privileges just so he don't kick you out the Discord for saying all of this shit.
Jordan couldn't beat Golden State.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
What?
And then I'm gonna drop down. Are we done with the IQ conversation, or I want to say something about that?
No. Go ahead.
About how Mike could give Stoopy.
No, but we're live too, so he's watching the IQ show. This isn't. That was recorded the day before, but I'm interested to hear your perspective. Speaking of that, you just reminded me of something. Go ahead.
I was listening to the show, and the questions were being asked, and Soupy and different people were getting answers correct and stuff like that.
Go ahead, brother.
And it was a great show. And for me, it was a great show because it opened my eyes to something. I've always heard of this IQ stuff, right? But I've never looked up an IQ question.
Mm-hmm.
But listening to the questions, those are questions I saw in mathematics class. Particularly like the one about, not all of them, but particularly the one about, $1 more than the other item, right?
Yeah, for the ball.
And the total is $1.10, right?
Right.
That's an algebraic formula that you can make for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what it opened my eyes to, right, is kind of what Chef is saying to a degree. But I don't think Chef's idea about the language is 100% either, right? I think it's a function, again, of still education, really. What are you exposed to? Have you seen these questions before? Have you been exposed to that mathematics before, that type of math, right? whatever level of math it is, right? And then there's some logical thinking and stuff like that. So it's all, my point is, it's all stuff that you can be taught. You see what I'm saying? And it's just
Yeah.
that if someone's scoring highly in that, on that IQ test, it might just be that they were exposed more to certain types of information, or they took that information more seriously. But I guarantee if you gave someone that test today, right? And they were able to look it up and see, okay, this is how I solve these problems, right? And then you give them a similar test, because the questions are going to be similar in a way to some degree, right? They'll do
Mhm.
better at that test over time because you can be taught that information essentially, you know? And the other thing I was going to say is, it got me thinking, because I guarantee you ask, even like what Corey was saying, you go and ask a lot of white folks even those questions. A lot of them ain't going to know that stuff. They're not going to know that stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question real quick
Yeah, go ahead.
for you. So, how do you feel? I think Chef's best point with it to me was that we're not talking about a lack of intelligence. We're talking about a lack of comprehension. That
And
I don't think that the comprehension is the actual the questions where we say that the questions are per se racial. That the questions aren't necessarily racial. They are they're more just not our vernacular and how we talk. So it sounds like a trick almost, when in actuality they're really just speaking. So there's a certain level of asking somebody something and they don't understand it based on just comprehension, not intelligence. That's a good point. Matter of fact, I got to set up for that test. You just reminded me of something.
And I agree with that, because for me, the foundation is never intelligence, right? Because my starting point, my premise, generally speaking, is that all people have the same abilities, right? And so it's about what you know, what you're exposed to. Because when you do worded problems in math, a word can be changed into a symbol. You see? So if you know what the word is and what symbol corresponds to that word, then you can plug it in into a formula, right? And so all I'm saying is that the knowledge is there, not the knowledge, the aptitude is there, the brain power is there. We all have that. But are you trained? Have you been taught? Have you seen these problems before? And yes, what Chef is saying in terms of the language, because you're trying to convert a worded problem into a formula, right? And so, yes, I'm not saying the language doesn't play a part in it, right? It's not going to play a part, right? I think it does. I don't know what percentage it plays, right? But I, I'm not going to say it's zero, right? So, but my main point is that you can be taught this stuff. It's not like IQ is like, if I got a guy, whatever race he is, Chinese, whatever, and he's 15 years old, he's never been to school, and I start throwing these IQ questions at him, he ain't gonna do well. He's not gonna do well either. But if I got a guy that he's been through certain levels of math, and he's done well in those subjects, and I give him these questions, he might not get 100%, but he'll get a lot more correct. It's like doing the ACT. Listen to it in a lot of ways. It's kind of like that type of thing. And then too, some of it takes time to work it out. Like you hear someone's reading it out to you versus looking at it on a piece of paper and having the time to like plug in variables. Question about the door. If I had paper in front of me, I could plug in and say, okay, what if I said this to this guy? What would he say? And I'll say, okay, boom, boom. And then you kind of build out a chart that will eventually get you to the right answer. But it might take some time. Not everybody will get it super quickly either, right?
I agree with you on the thing that if you're unfamiliar to that type of testing, you'll do poorly, right? That familiarity will help you. I don't believe in IQ tests. Honestly, I don't. I don't like them. I think that some people are at a major disadvantage. The language, how it is written, if you're not taught to think a certain way,
Yeah.
you will not see the obvious, because most of the questions are very obvious, easy if you're familiar to them, right?
Right.
And most of the questions, some of the questions cultural too,
Right.
and
Yes.
even the pattern ones, like the pattern ones, it follow a trend, and if you're not familiar with it, you're at a big disadvantage. No, and that's a problem I have with them. That's a problem I have with them is that they can be tailored to be more advantageous to certain cultures, right?
Right.
Like how the Chinese study. The Chinese use up a lot of pattern to solve the problem,
Mm,
and so they will do well in that aspect of the test.
mm,
They will do well in that aspect of the test. It's like I use it now with my analogy to chess. I don't like chess anymore because chess today is not a thinking man game. Chess is a move based game now, meaning that people learn certain moves. If they see the board look like this, push this here. It's not it's not a game to say I'm going to try to outthink you, to outsmart you. It's to outmove you. Because they run so much simulation that no, it's not about the thinking. It's about making the right moves. And that's what IQ test is about, is understanding the pattern. I'm going to teach you how to pass this test. And you can learn how to pass the test. Does it make it any good outside of it? No, it doesn't. West side gone, yeah. No, it doesn't. Outside of the test, it don't make it any better. It don't make it any better.